What's going on, boys and girls? How's everybody doing today, man? How y'all feeling out there? This is just my 2 cents. I am pleased to be joining you on this Monday morning. We got some shit to talk about, boys. There's some shit that I want to talk about. I know there's some shit that y'all want to talk about. UFC related. I'm trying to talk about as much as I can. I'm going to rant for a little bit. Then I will open up the panel. Probably go for a few hours. Something like that. Alex Ramirez, I already know what that's about. I don't even need to fucking ask. Yeah, you will never push Alex Ramirez off of. Shout out to the general. Shout out to Mr. Arkansas and the Mecca. Mecca season 3 is going on right now. But yeah, shout out to Alex Ramirez, the general. Alex Ramirez, you will never push Alex Ramirez off the Dark Knight Square. Heath Ledger is the best Joker to Alex Ramirez. He is that movie is the best Batman movie. If you ask the general. But yeah, shout out to the general. What's up, Noah? I see you. Yes, sir. We're gonna do a little recap. We are gonna do a recap. I definitely have to eat some crow. I ate quite a bit of it. I managed to keep my head just above water, boys. I managed to keep the shit to shoe level just a little bit. I did a little. There was a little bit more good than there was bad, but I have a lot of fucking crow to eat. Some of it I should have really seen coming, but I can be a knucklehead sometimes, and I just don't listen. And yeah, so I fucked up with some of these picks, and I have to take accountability for that. But first, there's something I want to talk about. Give the chat a few minutes, see if I can get a couple people in here in the chat, and then we'll get cooking, because I want to talk about, and some of you might know what I'm going to say, but I want to talk about Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor. That's what I want to start this stream off with. But shout out to you guys. Shout out to everyone that has entered the chat. Shout out to anyone that will enter the chat. I appreciate y'all coming through and chopping it up with me. But yeah, if you see the title of the stream, that's what we're going to do today, boys. We're going to talk about, I'm going to recap UFC Vegas 23 that transpired this past weekend. And I want to talk about this Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor situation. I want to get into it, as they speak, as they say. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a few minutes, see if a couple people can get in here, because this seems to be what everybody's fucking talking about today. So everybody was talking about yesterday, so everybody's been talking about today. It seems like what everybody's been talking about the whole fucking weekend. Anytime there's a Conor McGregor or Dustin Poirier or anything that involves the two of them, there will always be, it will be just, MMA Twitter will be inundated with that fucking shit. So, yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit, man. That's going to kind of be the intro. We're going to kind of lead with that. That's what I'm coming out of the gate with. I want to let things heat up with that. I got to do a little recap. I got to eat some crow, and then I'll open the panel up, man. But I'm going to go for a few hours. And yeah, let's. I want to make this this Monday stream a good one. But I want to talk about this situation, man. I want to talk about the situation. But yeah, I'll give it just another minute or two. Noah says, I knew this was a sketchy week. A lot of good predictors did sub 500. I almost did, brother, man. I did 7-6, which is not very good. That ain't nothing to brag about, but I have to take accountability because I almost like this wasn't a week where you could go 5-5 or 6-6 or 7-7. You either like the best you could do and still be positive was 7-6. You got one more run than that, you're 6-7. So yeah, definitely. One pick here and there. There were some of these where, like I said, there was a sketchy decision here and there. I thought there was a robbery. Yeah, it was sketchy, man. So I heard a lot of people saying that in the buildup. I definitely admitted that myself. Like, and pretty much everyone did, man. They're like, fuck, man. Like I said, if you hit a fucking parlay on this motherfucker, hats off to you, man. You are a fucking better man than me. I mean, I don't gamble, but like to be able to predict like that confidently that many winners, like, and you got some favorites in there if it's a big parlay like that, usually to get more value for it. Like, fuck, man. Congratulations, dude. Like, good job. Noah says he thinks the McGregor versus Dustin stuff is just building hype for the trilogy. And you know what? It could be nothing more than hype. But even if it is, I am going to piggyback. And, you might call it clout chasing. I like to call it, yeah, maybe clout chasing. So what? So what? Everyone else is talking about it. Fuck it. I'm going to talk about it a little bit too. I'm not going to spend the whole fucking stream talking about it. I'm going to talk about it just a little bit, boys. Just a little fucking bit. And I will do my best to give you an unbiased perspective on this situation, on this little Twitter beef that has been going on between Dustin and Connor. So now that there's a couple people in the building, I'll go ahead and talk about it. I'll go ahead and start to unwrap this little Monday morning package here, boys. Shout out to the two people in the building. Now, this situation. What I'm going to do, I want to take it. I'm going to take Dustin Poirier's perspective. I want to take Conor McGregor's perspective. But let me just preface this with a couple things. One, I don't like either one of these motherfuckers. You understand? I don't like Conor McGregor. I don't like Dustin Poirier. There was a brief period of time that I liked Conor McGregor, and during the build-up to the Floyd Mayweather fight, all that shit went out the window, dude. I thought he was so fucking disrespectful. That's when I jumped off the Conor McGregor hype train. I've never liked Dustin Poirier. All right? I've never liked that little bayou rat. So if you're a huge Dustin Poirier or Conor McGregor fan, I'll give you a little spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. You might not like this. You might just not want to listen to this one if you're a huge, diehard Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor fan, because I don't like either fucking one of them, to be perfectly blunt with you. So I will try to do my best to give you an unbiased perspective here. And I think that I can do that. I really think that I can do that. Because like I said, I don't like either one of them. I don't like Conor McGregor. I think he's a fucking scumbag. He's an old man punching, probably touching women against their will, probably. Kind of sounds like it is, but, you can't really, like, make too many accusations with that. But there's been a few. He's a gropey, old man punching, disrespectful motherfucker. Period, man. Conor's kind of a scumbag. I've never liked Dustin Poirier. Morality-wise, is he as bad a person as Conor? Probably not. Probably not. But at the same time, man, I am just getting really, really, really fucking sick and tired of all this Dustin Poirier suck-off. It's a big fucking Dustin Poirier circle jerk on MMA Twitter, and it makes me fucking sick. It really does, man. And look, the true blue Dustin Poirier fans, he does have a fan base that is stuck with him through thick and thin. If it don't apply, let it fly, is what I like to say. If it just does not apply to you, then don't fucking worry about it. If you're a true Dustin Poirier fans been around since the beginning, fuck me, right? But there's been this fucking jerk off for Dustin Poirier on MMA Twitter and social media, and it makes me fucking sick. People think that dude is fucking Mother Teresa, man. He's really not. He's a shit-talking, arrogant, cocky, fucking Louisiana bayou rat. Fuck him. I don't like him. You can't make me. You can't make me do shit. The only thing I have to fucking do, the only two things I have to do in this world are pay my taxes, because if you don't pay your taxes, the IRS will find you, kick down your door, and fucking bury you under federal prison. So I have to pay my taxes, and I have to die. Have to. No two ways about it. I have got to croak at some point. That's all that I have to fucking do. All right? Now, where was I? Yeah, but fuck Dustin Poirier. I don't like Dustin Poirier. I never have. Never have. This isn't some new thing. This isn't some, I used to like Dustin, but no. I hate when people tell me you can't not like somebody. Oh, how can you not like Dustin Poirier? Oh, how can you not like Robert Whittaker? Oh, I hate that shit. I fucking can't stand. There's nothing that makes me want to dislike a person more than when someone tells me that I can't dislike them. It's what really grinds my gears. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't. But that's what I'm trying to say. Fuck Conor McGregor. Fuck Dustin Poirier. I'm going to give you what I believe is an unbiased perspective on this situation. This little Twitter beef that's been transpiring. But yeah, I don't fucking like them. I like Justin Gaethje and I like Michael Chandler. What do you think about that shit? All right? That's who I like. The lightweight. Fuck Dustin and Conor. They can go knock each other out till the fucking end of time. Good. Fuck them. I don't fucking care about them, but I do. I really do, because they are important to the lightweight division. It's going to be pivotal what kind of happens to this. It's going to be pivotal to where the shape that division takes coming up here. And shout out to the two people that are still in the building listening to this, man. I was going to wait until there a few more heads came up in here to really just start cutting loose. But yeah, man, y'all are getting some of the fury, man. So I appreciate y'all sticking with me. So yeah, this is just a preface. I don't like Dustin. I don't like Conor, but this is how I feel about this situation. And I feel like it's pretty unbiased. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The thing with the charity. Did Conor renege on the charity? Did what's going on here? Conor saying one thing, Dustin saying another. I wanted to kind of parse it out a little bit. I wanted to kind of give you my opinion, and I want to just give you a couple facts. All right. So let's do that. Now we got 3 people in the building. You're just in time. You're just joining me. Shout out to you. Just my 2 cents. Giving you my 2 cents on this Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor situation. You came in not a moment too soon. Okay. Here we go. Fuck the both of them. You like that? I like Justin Gaethje. I like Michael Chandler. That's who I like. No, man, but for real. I don't care for either of them. I've never cared for Dustin. I do not care for Conor anymore. He's a fucking scumbag. But yeah. What's up, Casual? What are you doing? Fuck, what was I gonna say? Okay. Let's start. Let's get into this. This is what happened. Apparently, Conor and Dustin made an agreement that I can't remember exactly what the terms were, but the long and short of it is that Conor promised to donate $500,000 to the Good Fight Foundation, Inc., which is Dustin Poirier's charity. Tell me, is it actually Dustin's charity? Did he create that, or is he just like a major player contributor. It could be Dustin Poirier's actual charity that he decided to create. In fact, I think it's either that or he's partnered with somebody or something like that. In any case, it's pretty much Dustin's charity, right? So this is what happened. Connor said something about predicting like that he was going to win by front kick to the chin or something, right? That's how this whole thing started. He said, I'm going to, whatever his fucking tweet said, front kick to the chin, blah, 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 right? Well, then Dustin comes back, and this is where I feel like, look, I should just say this first. If this is true, if Conor McGregor promised to donate $500,000 to Dustin Poirier's charity, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter how much of the profit goes to Dustin, what goes to where, how the money gets allocated. It doesn't really matter. If you're going to be a man of your word, you have the money, you said you would donate to the charity, fucking sack up and do it. Let me make that clear right now. So I do think Conor is in the wrong for that. I will levy some criticism at Conor McGregor for that. That's kind of a scumbag move. Now, that's kind of how I feel like it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear now that Conor, like I said, reneged on what he would say, said he was going to fucking donate to the charity, and now is not doing that. Right? So that's clear. That's a fact. That's pretty much a fact now. Right? He's backing out of paying that, which, yeah, I think no matter which way you cut it, even if you start trying to get into the real nitty gritty, dirty business aspects of it, it's still kind of like, dude, be a man of your word. You have the money. You said you donate to the guy's charity. Like, come on, man. You don't need to like qualify with all this different shit. Like, just fucking do it. Right? That's the Dustin Poirier side of it. That's a very fair assessment of it, of the situation, if that's the situation. Now, I will give you my opinion on this. I don't think that what Dustin Poirier did was right. I think that's fucking air and dirty laundry. That if it's truly about business, which it's not, by the way, I don't believe that for a second. This has nothing to do with business. This has nothing to do with Conor donating or not donating to the charity. I think there is at least some element of these guys just don't fucking like each other. They were more civil during this past press conference, during the buildup. Obviously, this like agreeing to donate to charity sort of thing is a sign of them being more civil towards each other. But at the end of the day, they don't fucking like each other. Are you kidding me? Like, Conor knocked Dustin the fuck out, and Dustin just knocked Conor the fuck out. They don't like each other at all, dude. So you have to put that in perspective immediately. You cannot take what either of them say towards each other on Twitter at face value. You just can't, man. You cannot take every single word that Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier say back and forth to each other at face value on Twitter. If that's truly how Dustin felt, because he said some shit like, oh, well, we've moved on. No, you haven't. Bull fucking shit, you haven't. Either it was one of two things. Either you use that situation to take a cheap shot at Conor, or you are really still salty about that. Regardless, I personally feel that is something that should have been handled behind closed doors. If you're truly a businessman like you say you are, Dustin, that's not how you fucking handle business. You don't air your business partners out on fucking Twitter. That's not how you fucking handle business. So Dustin Poirier was wrong for that. Dustin Poirier, no matter what happens, and that we're going to talk about the fallout from this. We're going to talk about the fallout from this in a second. But no matter what happens because of this is the bed that Dustin Poirier fucking made. Conor was talking shit about the fight and what he was going to do to Dustin in the fight. And Dustin decided that he was going to use this opportunity to air some dirty laundry. That's just a fact. Sup, here. Sup, Leslie? How are you? Leslie Jenkinson, one of the coolest. Speaking of MMA Twitter, Leslie is one of the coolest people on MMA Twitter, one of the most reliable retweeters. Shout out to you. John. Shout out to you. Alex saying, what's up to Casual? What's up, Ear? Yeah, so I think there's criticism no matter what is actually true. Let's say that this is all true. Let's say that what Conor did is true. Let's say that he really did go back on the fact that he said he was going to donate to $500,000 to Dustin's charity. Let's say he did that. That's a scumbag move. But if Dustin really wanted to handle it like a businessman, and he's really truly moved on from that, if he's really a boss like that, he ain't even sweating it. You certainly don't air the dirty laundry. That's always a bad look, man. That's always a very, very unprofessional look. So regardless of whether what Conor did was right or not, that was not right. That's not how you do business. That was dirty pool, and Dustin Poirier knows better than that. Period. You're not pushing me off that square. That was airing dirty laundry. No matter what happens, the fallout from this, whether Conor's being mature about it, dude, and what are you thinking, Dustin? Dude, this might not bite Dustin in the ass. It really might not. And I still have some more to say about Dustin Poirier, but this might not end up biting Dustin in the ass, because what has happened is that Conor has now said, okay, well, fuck you then. No fight. You go see about your contract. I'm rich as a motherfucker, and I'm going to do, pretty much whatever the fuck I want to do. Fight somebody, not fight somebody, stay in Dubai, stay in fucking Australia, stay in fucking Canada, stay in Chile, stay pretty much jet set, yacht set, wherever the fuck I want to around the world for the rest of my life. My children and their children can do the same. Like, Conor McGregor has generational wealth, dude. Conor McGregor can do whatever the fuck he wants to a rental car. Now, he can do whatever he wants to do. So if this does end up biting Dustin Poirier in the ass, it's his own fucking fault. You really think Conor is just going to take that lying down? You know what an arrogant motherfucker Conor is. You think he's going to take you airing dirty laundry about him not donating to your charity and just being like, oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that, Dustin. Sorry, I forgot, buddy. Sorry, I forgot, old buddy, old pal. Like, are you really that dense, Dustin? Did you really not think that Conor was going to do some petty shit like that? And it is petty. It is petty, dude. You said you were going to donate to the guy's charity. You're not going to donate now. Like, what the fuck? Okay. So, yeah. Conor, he's a scumbag. Dustin, you should know better. So if Dustin does end up getting screwed by this, he did it to himself. He F-worded himself, dude. You played yourself, sucker. You played yourself, Dustin. You fucking bayou rat. You pea-head bayou rat motherfucker. God, man. Like, okay. Now. Stupid, man. Stupid. Yeah, definitely. And I think it is. Okay, now let's talk about this. Let me now. I've leveled some criticism at Conor McGregor. If it's true, and he said he was going to donate to the charity, and he fucking didn't, and he's lying about that, he's a fucking scumbag. That is a scumbag fucking move. But let me play devil's advocate for just a second. Let me do a little hyping. Let me play a little devil's advocate. Let's go into the let's go into the Eddie Bravo corner. We're getting a little more into the Eddie Bravo side of things, a little more like look into it. You know what I'm saying? Do you now understand my deathbed confession? Now do you understand my deathbed confessional? My deathbed confessional. No, but for real. Let me just bear with me. Just suspend disbelief for a second, especially if you're a Dustin Poirier. You're a Dustin Poirier fan. You're a Dustin Poirier diehard. You're a Dustin Poirier standboy. Just suspend, just close your eyes and imagine for a second that you're not. All right, you're just a normal, regular, even just a regular MMA fan. Okay, just for a second, just an exercise. Just humor me, won't you? The 7 people in the chat, shout out to each and every one of you. I did not a lot, but I did a little bit of independent research. And let me preface this by saying, I am not accusing, and maybe I have already, and if I have and I'm wrong, then I will apologize. I'm not someone that has a problem whatsoever admitting when I'm wrong. So let me choose my words carefully here. I'm giving both of these guys the benefit of the doubt. And I know I've been doing a lot of ranting. I've been doing some shit talking about Dustin and Conor, but I'm giving both of them the benefit of the doubt. All right? Because I think that there is a case, an argument. It might not be a very strong one. It might be something where you say, man, 2 cents, that's kind of some weak bullshit. You're fucking bugging with that one. I bug sometimes, whatever. But let me just bear with me on this one. I said, you know what? What's up with this charity, man? What's up with this Dustin Poirier charity? Conor says that when he donates to a charity, and he's donated to several charities before. Let's just make that clear. Conor McGregor has donated to charities before. He does not have a problem donating to charity. So that's kind of where it's like, okay, Conor, did you really, to be fair, if he did this vetting before, I think that's actually a responsible thing to do. Because I'll tell you this, and I'm going to choose my words carefully because I'm not accusing Dustin Poirier or Conor McGregor of any skullduggery. I'm not going to accuse them of that until I know more. Okay? I'm giving both of them the benefit of the doubt. But I say both of them because I'm giving Dustin Poirier a little bit of the benefit of the doubt too. And here's why. Charities, and I'm just speaking in general terms, I'm not accusing Dustin Poirier of any of this, but you have to be very, very careful when you talk about charities and nonprofits. Very, very careful. Because when you see the word charity, when you see the word nonprofit, a lot of people automatically assume, oh, that's good. That's a good thing. They do a good thing they say they do a thing, they do a good thing. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes it's not. Again, not saying this is Dustin Poirier. Don't unsubscribe just yet, unless you just want to. What I'm saying to you is, if you're going to donate a significant amount of money to a charity, and like I said, if Conor said he was going to do it, just fucking do it. But if you're considering donating a significant amount of money to a charity, it's probably a good idea to know what that charity's all about. Okay? I just did a little bit of digging. Just a little bit. I literally typed in Google, how to tell if charity is legit. Right? I know, it's just a Google search. It's not some fucking this isn't some airtight, ironclad argument. I'm just telling you what I fucking did. it intrigued me enough that I wanted to do a little independent research. What is Connor talking about here? What is this Good Fight Foundation Inc.? Well, as I understood it, Connor's donation was to go towards building a gym in Dustin's hometown. I think that's what it was. Connor was supposed to donate this $500,000 to building a gym in Dustin's hometown, right? I think that's what it was. What's up, Owen? Nikki. Yeah, we're getting right into it, Nick. You might want to back up and watch a little bit of what I said before. Yeah, I mean, you probably heard me talk enough. I don't like Dustin or Connor. I've leveled criticism at both guys, but right now I'm just talking. You came in at the perfect spot. So I'm just talking in general terms at this point. Charities and nonprofits, in theory, are a really good thing. The people in charge of it don't make a lot of profit, or they make a significantly less amount of profit than you would normally see in a business like that, or in a business. But you just have to understand nonprofits and charities, it is a breeding ground for skullduggery. It is a breeding ground for tax evasion, for tax havens, for paying yourself a lot and being able to write it off on your taxes. Dude, when you have a nonprofit, you can make all kinds of crazy deductions. Like, dude, it's just, I'm not saying this is Dustin Poirier. Hear me. Hear what I say. What's up, Preston? Skullduggery. Skullduggery. There best not be no skullduggery, Callan. That's a terrible Scots action, but that was my best Rob Roy. Yeah, it was bad. Okay, but yeah. There can be a lot of skullduggery involved in nonprofits and charities. I'm not saying that this is Dustin Poirier. What I'm telling you, do your research. I did just a little bit of research, and I want to tell you what I found. These are just facts. You can do with this information what you will. You know? Kenny Powers would say, do as you will. You know? So, 10 people in the building. That's what's up. Shout out to y'all. I Googled this. How to tell if charity is legit. Like I said, it's a Google search. This is not ironclad. I just want to give you guys I'm really just telling you guys my findings, right? Y'all are going to make up your own minds anyway. You're all grown men and women. You're going to fucking decide for yourselves. This is just my 2 cents on it, as a fella says. So, here we go. I looked up this query or whatever, how to tell if charity's legit. There's several sites that monitor charities' activities and give them a rating based on different criterion. I'm not going to get into all the different stuff they base it on, but let me just tell you something right now. Again, choosing my words very fucking carefully here. I'm not accusing Dustin Poirier of running a shady charity or that his charity is not legitimate whatsoever. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But what I can tell you, and what is a fact, and if you don't believe me, you can look it up for your fucking self. Dustin Poirier's charity is not rated on any of these sites. Not one of them. It's not rated on Charity Watch. It's not rated on Charity Navigator. Now, shout out to Nikki Elbows in the building. It's not rated on the Better Business Bureau, but as Nick will tell you, and as I know, that is not the end-all be-all. Yes, the Better Business Bureau is rife with corruption in and of itself. There's corruption in basically anything like that, but there's definitely corruption in charities and nonprofits. You just have to realize reality with that. That exists. Like I said, I'm not saying that it necessarily exists here, but that was pause for a little cause. That was cause for a little pause, is what I meant to say. Speaking of pausing for the cause, shout out to the 12 people in the building. We're right in the middle of this Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor rant. Now, I did learn this. This is a new charity. As I understand it, for some of these to be able to rate you, you have to be around for a certain amount of time. You have to have contributed, it has to be at least a fiscal year. So this all can change. Dustin Poirier's charity, the Good Fight Foundation, Inc., could end up with stellar ratings on all of these fucking sites. And I will come on here and say, you know what? I was wrong about even suggesting that it was not above level. And I am not really. I just want to put that out there. And the reason I want to put that out there, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Before you guys go raking Conor McGregor over the coals, some of you will do it anyway, because whether people want to admit it or not, there are just as many Conor McGregor haters as there are Conor McGregor fans. I would say I'm more of a hater than a fan, which is why I'd like to think that this assessment here is pretty unbiased. I don't like Conor or Dustin. Fuck the both of them, to be honest with you. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. I've never liked Dustin. I don't really like Conor at all. I think he's a piece of shit. But this is what I want to say. If I'm Conor, not if I'm Conor McGregor, because like I said, if you're Conor McGregor and dude, you told him you were going to donate to his charity and you don't fucking do that, you renege on that, you're a piece of shit. And you're a fuckhead because you have the money. You fucking have the money. You've donated to plenty of charities before. You're a fuckhead. If I'm Conor McGregor's financial advisor, if I'm his asset manager, I'm looking at this with a tad bit more scrutiny. I don't have to say that this isn't some he said, she said, oh, I said I would. If I'm looking at that and I say, okay, I think it is perfectly fair to ask, where's this fucking money going? Because I'll be honest with you, you can't find much information on that charity outside of the website and from testimonials from people that have donated to the charity. So it's all just this internal review. I haven't seen any kind of external review or any kind of, what is the word? Not bipartisan, but a kind of objective external review or rating or anything for the Good Fight Foundation, Inc. So if I'm a financial advisor, that does almost raise a little bit of a red flag. Okay, what is this shit being fucking used for? You ain't rated on any of these fucking sites. We don't really know what's going on other than what people are just saying. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, man. Before you go completely raking Conor over the coals, or before you go, I'm not accusing Dustin Poirier of anything. What I'm telling you, I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm giving them both the benefit of the doubt until I get more information. I don't like either fucking one of them, so I have no horse in this race. Fuck the both of them. They can both knock each other out a million times until the end of time. I don't give a fuck. I'm a Justin Gaethje and a Michael Chandler fan. Fuck Dustin Poirier and fuck Conor McGregor. Okay? So, like I said, I think this was handled incredibly poorly by Dustin Poirier. He was airing dirty laundry. If you're not half the businessman you claim to be, if that's how you do business, because that should have never been aired on fucking Twitter. Now, I don't think it was business. I think that was personal. If Conor said he was going to donate $500,000 to Dustin's charity and he didn't, he's a fucking scumbag. Period. So there you go. That's how I feel about that situation. I'm going to give them both the benefit of the doubt, and it really even shouldn't be about that. But unfortunately, there has been some fallout, and that's what I want to talk about next, boys. I want to talk about the fallout, the potential fallout from this. This could be all just hype, like Noah said, smoke and mirrors, getting people getting the respective fan bases to start jawing back and forth at each other. Wouldn't surprise me at all. It could be all of it together. It could be none of it. But let's talk about the fallout potentially. Well, there has been some fallout, but let's talk about how, if it sticks, if it has legs, so to speak, what it could mean for the division. Because I do have some crow to eat, but before we switch gears to that, I do want to talk about my rant is pretty much done. I want to talk about what this actually means. I've given you my opinions. I don't like Dustin or Connor. I think this whole thing was handled poorly. I think there's plenty of criticism to go around. I think there's plenty of skepticism to be had on both sides. So yeah, I before I jump to any more conclusions, those are just some things that I found. Just a little digging that I did on Dustin's charity, a little Twitter digging. Like I said, I'm no fucking independent, like I'm not a fucking investigative journalist, okay? I'm just a fan that likes to talk shit. Okay? Well. But Nick, okay, yes, Dustin is a family man. He does talk shit though, bro. Dustin definitely talks shit. He talks shit during, man, he does. I'm going to push back on that. I'm going to challenge you on that immediately, sir. There's Twitter evidence of Dustin talking shit pretty much constantly. I've seen Dustin wagging his finger in plenty of people's faces. Dustin is not some fucking angel. He is a family man. I feel like overall Dustin Poirier is a pretty good person, but he ain't Mother Teresa, dude. He is an arrogant motherfucker. He talks a lot of shit on Twitter, and he's just kind of got this, like, I don't know, dude. I just don't like him. I don't fucking like him. I don't have to. But yeah. Oh, dude, I don't like Connor at all. But I've never liked Dustin. I've never liked Dustin. Dustin is like, Dustin has that like fake humility, bro. It just comes off as phony to me. Like, Dustin always talks shit. He always talks shit when he has a fight, dude. So Dustin is not some like humble. Dustin is not humble. He's not. He says that he's humble. He's not. Okay. He might be a good person, but Dustin humble brags and does this fake humble shit all the time. I don't mind when people are arrogant, but Dustin is definitely arrogant and tries to act like he's not, and that fucking pisses me off. That's one of the reasons I don't like Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier always does this, like, you know, and again, when people tell me I can't dislike somebody, or, oh, they're this good person, you can't say, then I fuck that shit, dog. Fuck all that shit. I've seen Dustin Poirier. Dude, this ain't my first rodeo, okay? I did not start watching fucking UFC in 2015, okay? I've been watching this shit since fucking 2007, damn near, and I've been obsessed since 2009. I know Nick has too. I'm just talking some shit. Just trying to wind you up, Nicky. Now, this ain't my first rodeo, dude. Dustin Poirier is a shit-talking motherfucker. If you don't believe me, you can go back years and check my Twitter. Check his Twitter. Years, boys. He ain't no angel. Yes, is he a better person than Conor McGregor? Yes, he is. Dustin Poirier, I can say that unequivocally. As a person, Dustin Poirier is a better person than Conor McGregor. There's no debate about that. Dustin Poirier is not going to punch an old man in a bar or grope all these women or bang down lines like he's fucking Kyle Sauerland. That ain't going to happen, man. Yes, he's a better person. He's a more responsible family man than Conor McGregor. I will grant you that, absolutely. But he does talk shit. He absolutely talks shit. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind shit talking. But what I don't like is when people say that he doesn't talk shit. I'm sorry, Nikki, I love you, but that does irritate me when people say that about Poirier, that he doesn't talk shit, that he's this like super nice guy. Dustin Poirier talks just as much shit as the next man on MMA Twitter. Just as much shit. If you don't believe me, check old DP's timeline. Check it out, boys. Check it out if you don't believe me. Yeah, fuck Connor. Connor's a scumbag, man. Scumbag. Oh, God, here comes Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy's right on time, man. Switching gears here. Okay. Nikki, I am going to drop the link here in a minute, but I got to eat this crow because I know that if you get on here, we're gonna get into a spirited debate that will probably take me completely off track. But yeah, shout out to my dude, Boston Nick in the building, Mr. Fat Fist on Twitter. You can find him at the pub. You can find Big Show and many of the other homies at fucking Pub Sports Radio Live. It's all love on this side of the fence, Nikki. But you know I like to talk my shit. You know I like to wind people up. That's all I do on MMA Twitter, dude. MMA Twitter, I am not, dude. MMA Twitter is like, dude, it is a fucking wasteland. And I am just putting through that motherfucker shit posting. I don't fucking care. I tell you one thing for certain. I am not on Twitter to get followers. I'm on Twitter to shit post, to get people riled up, to wind up stand boys, to people that are, that I'm cool with. I like to promote and retweet all their shit. And I like to try and, sucker people over here to my YouTube channel. That's what I do. That's what I do on Twitter. I'm not there to be like, I hate all the circle jerk, man. I hate the fucking circle jerk of the fighters. I really don't like that shit, man. Like, yes, there's fighters that I love. There's fighters that I respect. I have a certain amount of respect for all of them for doing what they do, but oh man, there's so many little fucking twerps on Twitter, dude. There's so many little fucking shitheads on MMA Twitter. They just like worship these fighters, man. They just like fucking idolize them, dude. It's like, man, you have not been around long enough to see these guys fucking disappoint you. Like, they are not, some of them are kind of heroes, but some of them, they're not heroes because they're fighters, bro. They're fighters. Like, they're not people to idolize. They're professional athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always like that trap. Like, look, you can respect them for their ability and like them and love them and shit, but like idolizing them and like worshiping them is just like, it's weird, man. It's kind of weird. I admit, sometimes I fall into it a little bit myself, but when I step back, it's like, man, there's just a lot of that on my Twitter. Like, the standing of Poirier just makes me want to fucking upchuck, dude. Like, it's been so bad recently because I'm telling you, man, people fucking hate Conor. I don't like Conor at all. Fuck him. But people hate. There's almost as many people that hate Conor that love him as love him. So people will pounce on any opportunity to dog McGregor, and deservedly so. That's a bet that he's definitely made. All the shit and disrespectful stuff that he said, he definitely deserves all that's coming back to him. I'm not saying that he doesn't. I'm just saying, man, like, people act like, oh, Conor bad guy, Dustin good guy. Like, yeah, Dustin's a little bit better of a person, but he's also like, he ain't no fucking angel, man. He ain't no fucking like, oh, he's so sweet. Nah, man, Dustin Poirier is a fucking arrogant fighter, like a lot of them are. But yeah, he's a family man. And overall, yeah, he is a better person than Conor. Fucking Jimmy. How dare you, Jimmy? How dare you, James? What is that shit he fucking says? You misspeak yourself, sir. You misspeak yourself, Jimmy. Nah, fucking Jimmy. One of us is going to eat crow, dude. I know that. One of us is going to fucking eat it because me and Jimmy are just like, it's about drawing a line in the sand, dude. And across this line, you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on the Chandler side. Jimmy's on the Oliveira side. Jackie Boy's on the Oliveira side. There's probably a bunch more people on the Oliveira side. I don't know if anybody else is on the Chandler side, but I'll tell you what, when Michael Chandler fucking chins, that overrated, can-crushing, hype job, quitter-ass motherfucker, you can better believe that I'm going to be running my big, fat Arkansas mouth. Believe that shit. Believe it, conceive it, achieve it. One of us is going to get it. See, because if I'm wrong, all that shit is going to come back to bite me. And Jimmy's just going to be, do sense, you fucking idiot. Jimmy's just going to be, he's just going to be fucking maniacal laughter, just like, oh, man. Yeah, it'll be bad, man. It'll be fun, though. It'll be fun. What's up, Bo? What's up, Bo? Yeah, man. It's going to be fun, man. I can't wait. See, that's why, dude, I don't care. Dude, I've been around, like, I've been around watching MMA too long. I've been around too long. I've seen my favorite fighters get chinned, knocked the fuck out, subbed, embarrassed. Like, I've talked so much shit in fights before, and then they just get fucking mollywopped. Like, that's nothing, man. You think I'm gonna fucking like anything is gonna change if I have to come on here and be like, yeah, Jimmy, you were right, you fucker. Like, yeah, Michael Chandler is this and that. He's chinny, da da da. Like, if Oliveira knocks Chandler out, like, I'm gonna have to fucking eat it, man. And Jimmy's gonna love it, and Jack's gonna love it, and yeah, man, it'll just be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be a fucking good time. It'll be a good time, boys. It'll be a good time. Okay, speaking of Crow. Let me get through this quick. Let me talk about this event. I gotta be held accountable, and I'm gonna try and keep it like hour 15. I'll open up the panel. Okay, anybody listening that wants to jump on? I know Nick wants to give me a fucking earful about my Dustin Poirier slander. But yeah. I know Nikki is a hot little potato over my fucking Poirier slander, so I will give him an opportunity to speak his mind. But yeah, this is what I wanted, man. I wanted to fire people up a little bit with this shit. I want to talk about this fucking Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor. So, but, yeah. And I will follow up. And yeah, I will wait for that. I will wait to talk about the fallout because I do want to ask Nick what he thinks about that. I want to ask Nicky what he thinks about what potentially this means for their trilogy happening or not happening, what it means for the division. Is it really that big of a deal for Dustin? Who is it more of a big deal for? Does it really affect either one of them? You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. So I'd definitely like to get Nicky's 2 cents on that if I could. But yeah, let me go ahead and go through this card real quick. I got some shit to eat. I got a bunch of fucking nasty ass crow to fucking choke down. So let me just get right to it. I can't even say that I did good, man. I barely survived. That's how I would describe this fucking weekend with my picks. With my picks, I barely survived having a positive ratio. I went 7-6. That's nothing I'm gonna brag about. I have to eat a lot of shit. So yeah, let's just get to it. Here we go. Started off good. Shout out to Impa Kasanganai, man. Shout out to Impa Kasanganai. Shout out to MMA Locker Room. He did a great interview with Impa not too long ago. Check that out. But yeah, Impa Kasanganai submits Sasha Palatnikov. Impa looked great in this fight, dude. He cracked Sasha with some good overhand rights. I thought his striking looked a little crisper. He didn't like when he got hit, he didn't panic too bad. Like his chin like held up. Like he didn't like get, he stayed composed when he got hit. Like I really like what I saw from Impa. He did look good at welterweight, man. Now going forward, like he's pretty young. He'll probably be able to, if he wants to keep making that cut, he can probably do it for a little bit. But I don't know, man. Like I wouldn't totally write off middleweight if I was him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like loss to Buckley, like I'm not saying it's a fluke, but it's low percentage. That's fair to say. Like it's not a fluke. Buckley did that on purpose. He timed it. It was a situation he saw. He capitalized on that window that he saw Impa held the foot too long. He saw the window. He took it. So it's not a fluke. It wasn't accidental, but it's low percentage of that catching him just so and knocking him out. You know what I mean? So I don't think that middleweight should be something totally written off for Impa, but dude, if he can keep making that welterweight cut, he will have a big strength advantage over a lot of those guys, man. So he looked great. He's another one of those guys. I'm gonna talk about the Julian Marquez one too, but it was submish over posish because he saw that neck and he just grabbed that motherfucker. Like there was no like, oh, let me get to this position, let me set this hook in and that hook in, and now that they're set, no, it was just like, whoop, there's the neck, let me take it. You know, that's some Charles Oliveira shit. You like that, Jimmy? Yeah, man. Another guy did that a little later on in the call. We'll talk about that too. But yeah, did not have to eat crow there. Started out pretty good. Impa Kasanga and I got it done by Solmish against Sasha Paladnikov, who is a pretty decent prospect. So good job. The next fight, William Knight cannot stop the takedown. Shout out to everyone that cashed or got this pick right because I was disappointed by William Knight. I was somewhat impressed by, I mean, look, Da Eun-jun is pretty much undefeated. If it wasn't for that bullshit draw, and that was a bullshit draw against Albie, I thought Da won that fight, but he's undefeated. His level of competition hadn't been the highest, so that's why he was kind of like, man, I think Knight can get it done. I mean, look, he's a punching bag, dude. Like, look, somebody's gonna chin that motherfucker. I'm just telling you, like, Da Eun-jun is a walking, like, knockout waiting to happen, dude. Like, he just plods forward, no head movement. William Knight was significantly shorter than him. That fucking division, that light heavyweight division, that is not the division for being a fucking punching bag because you will get fucking sparked, especially in the top 15. I went over this on one of my last streams, dude. It is nothing but fast, agile, pretty young kickboxers. And almost all of them have one punch or kick power. So somebody's going to chin Da Eun-jun. Like I said, I thought he beat Albie, but you shouldn't even be getting in a position where people think it's close with Albie. You know what I'm saying? So Da Eun-jun is a future fade to me. William Knight is a present fade and future fade for sure. Until he gets he's a really good grappler offensively. Like he's really strong. He did use his brute strength to pretty much get up from some of the takedowns, but dude, his cardio was never the best, and his takedown defense is really fucking bad. Like that's another guy. Like, dude, there's some submission artists in the at 205 too. Like fucking Jimmy Crute. Like man, you do, or even like Paul Craig or like Uncle Live. Like dude, there's no chance. You can't stop Da Eun-jun from taking you down. Like those guys will first of all probably knock you out, but if they don't knock you out, they will definitely take you down and fucking choke your ass. So yeah, for Knight, it's kind of back to the drawing board for him, man. For Da, yeah, like I said, I am looking to fade Da Eun-jun. That dude, he stood there and let William Knight just whack, whack, whack. It was like 3 right hands in a row. They were telegraphed as fuck. Just here I go. Hey Da, you ready for this one? Hey, here comes another one. Hey Da, here comes another one. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like one after the other after the other. What's up, Danny? What's up, dude? Popping in, you get some work in? Is this the fucking is this the you just lifting? You doing some fucking is this MMA? Is this you fucking you getting your you restarting your boxing career, Bubba? You fucking getting back in that squared circle, Bubba? Talk to me now. Hey, credit where credit is due. Irregardless, my friend, you definitely called that. Everybody that's listening, hey, yo, this motherfucker, irregardless, call that shit. For real. He said it exactly. He's got a good chin. Check. I'm telling you. And he just ate him. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to take you down. That's what he did. Yeah, dude. Feed him to God, Bo. That's fucking brutal, dude. Why do you want him to die? Why do you want Magomed to kill Dao and Jung? What did he do to you, bro? No, I'm just fucking around. Shit, Show said he's at the gym. Show is squashing jobber heads at the gym right now. Show is taking the heads of two fucking jabronis and just bonking them together, dude. Pick it up and put it down. Danny Small, he lifts. Oh man, here it goes. Here it goes, you fucking jokers. These guys keep getting over and over and over again. Kevin Holland, too. Shout out Kevin Holland. It's just, why? Why would you let that happen in a world? You know, like, I don't get it, man. I mean, you know, way easy for me to say, right? Armchair quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we'll talk about that too. We'll definitely talk about that too. Hey, that's not a bad idea. I can tell you somebody else needs to go Bellator. Right now. I can tell you somebody needs to go Bellator or bare knuckle boxing, something like that. Right? I think you know what I'm talking about. We'll get to it. Okay. Let me move down. Let me try and blow through this. Jordan Griffin and Luis Saldana. I thought Jordan Griffin won the first 2 rounds. Third round, yeah, you can give that to Luis, but I just don't see how you can give Saldana the first 2 rounds. I really don't. Like, first round was kind of close, I guess, but with the grappling, and they were not acknowledging Jordan Griffin's strikes as much as they were Saldana's. Like, there was a clear narrative to push Saldana. Like, it was like they were instructed, dude. The judges and the fucking commentators were like, look, if it's even fucking like sort of close, you talk about this fucking Saldana kid. Went to the judges. If it's even sort of close, you're giving these fucking rounds to Saldana. Okay. All right. Good job, guys. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought Jordan Griffin won that fight pretty clearly. Thought he got robbed. I've gone over this before. Like, people paint robberies into a corner where it's just like impossibly narrow definition where like they don't really exist, because no fight will be so lopsided that the wrong guy will win. If it's that lopsided of a fight, the wrong guy never wins. It's always in a relatively close fight where there's still one clear winner. People think that's some kind of like paradox, but it's absolutely true. Almost every robbery, quote unquote, that's ever talked about is a fight like that. It's sort of kind of close, but you can all pretty much tell that one guy won and didn't get the nod. So that's why I personally feel, yeah, like, robberies happen all the time. Because I'm getting really sick of hearing this. Oh well, sure. Like, it'll be like making fun of, sure, a close fight, like a close fight isn't robbery, bro. Close fight isn't robbery, bro. That's usually exactly what all fucking robberies are. They're all close fights. A one-sided, lopsided, one-way street of a fucking beatdown will never be awarded to the wrong guy. Almost never. It's unconscionable that happens. Robberies are always with a close fight where the right guy doesn't win. That's a fucking robbery. To me. Anyways, I thought that was a robbery. Now, but crow, eat the crow, whatever. You know, I'll choke that down very unsatisfactorily, if that's even a fucking word. It is now. I'm not happy about it, but here it is. Are you threatening me? Okay, sorry, I had to get that little bungholio out of my system. Okay. Cornholio, bungholio. Now, Jack Shore defeats Hunter Azure. Again, this is like a split decision, dude. How is that dude? How is this a fucking split decision? How you tell me? You fucking tell me how that's a fucking split decision, dude. You tell me how that's a fucking split decision. Please tell me how that's a fucking split decision. Unbelievable. Jack Shore won that fight. Luckily, he got the nod. Fucking luckily, right? This one I just got to eat crow. Jarjish Danyo fucking smiggity smokes Jorgen De Castro. Like smoked him like a fucking fat backwoods, dude. Like starched him, pressed him, and slipped him on for the fucking evening news. You know what I'm saying? Like flatten that motherfucker. Pretty much did what he did to Justin Tafa, right? Like a counter overhand. I think it was a left hook. Was it overhand right or left hook? One of them just fucking, he was gone. He just, Shadow Realm, here I come. You know what I'm saying? So that, goodness gracious, that was tight though, dude. I love seeing a crazy fucking heavyweight knockout like that. I don't know about y'all, man, but I love where they just, and you just see a big boy just go fucking, like, it's just that crack, and then they, awesome, dude. Yeah. Couldn't believe it. I was lost, dude. I was lost for words. But yeah. I felt bad for Griffin. I know I felt bad for him too, man. I really did feel bad for him. Like, come on, dude. And I get it. You could see the writing on the wall with that one. Okay, we're pushing Griffin out. He doesn't have the best UFC record, although it's against pretty decent competition. We're pushing Griffin out. We're pushing this Saldana kid. Like, they are really, you can definitely tell they are pushing these Dana White Contender Series fighters. Like, they are pushing them like a motherfucker. They are all about some out with the old in with the new right now. You can just feel it, dude. I can feel it down in my palms. They're getting a nice bluish hue. We'll take them to the farmer's market. Yeah. Big Show says, fuck what you talking about, TC. Griffin only landed 33 strikes, so fuck him too. That's cool. That's cool, bro. I thought Griffin got robbed, but Donio fucking, he's a guy to keep your eye on, you know, like, so for these kind of lower level heavyweight bouts, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's been pretty inactive, but he's been like 4 years or some shit since his last fight, something crazy like that. But I dude, yeah, that was crazy. Now this is the one. Okay, boys, I'm not going to talk too much shit, but this is the one we're going to talk a little shit. I wasn't the most confident in it, but I'm really glad that I stuck to my guns because I almost changed my pick, dude. I almost switched my pick to Ignacio Bahamondes, and I'm so glad that I stuck with John the Bull McDessie, baby. War fucking Bull McDessie, dude. John McDessie showed that fucking veteran grit. His chin held up. He stayed in the pocket. He kept, is like, no, you are not getting out of this fucking phone booth. You are going to fight me right here in punching range, and we're going to see which one of us can take a whooping. We'll see which one of us can take a licking and keep on ticking. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know what Ignacio Bahamondes is doing at 155 pounds, but he needs to quit fucking around and go to welterweight. That dude is a fucking welterweight if I've ever seen one. Like, he was so much bigger than John McDessie. Like, it did not look like they were in the same weight class, man. I know John isn't the biggest lightweight. I know that. I understand that. But still, man, like, Ignacio is a huge lightweight. The dude's like 6'3". He's 6'3". Exactly, Jimmy. How in the motherfuck is that 6'3"? I guarantee you he walks around close to 200 pounds. I guarantee you that motherfucker's 190, 200 pounds, man. He's huge. He ain't no fucking 55. That's like telling me Conor McGregor is a featherweight. You're fucking urinating on my leg and telling me that it's raining outside. I ain't believing you. There's no way. So, I don't know if you can. I mean, he'll be fun to watch, but, like, dude, if you're getting painted up by John McDessie, you need to go back to the drawing board a little bit. As much as I love John McDessie, he's a gritty veteran. But if you're all that in a bag of potato chips, again, another one of these really fucking hyped up Dana White Contender Series motherfuckers. An overhyped DWCS guy. I'm seeing that trend a lot lately. They are, and I do believe that it's somewhat a product of the landscape that we're in right now. The fact that all these fights are getting canceled. They're looking to just fill spots on the card. A lot of late replacements. They want to pull some of these guys up as quick as possible. They're guys that they would sign and start to move on anyway. But sometimes, they're pushing them a little too fast, just trying to fill a card spot. I understand that. Fair enough. That is fair. That is fair. But it's just clear that some of them are not. You ain't fucking ready. You get busted up like that by John McDessie. You ain't ready for 55 player. You're going to get fucked the fuck up there, dude. I love John McDessie. He practiced Shotokan Karate, though. I love John McDessie, but come on, man. I don't even know if you can really call John McDessie a gatekeeper, man. Like, he's not ranked. Like, he's good. Like, I love John McDessie. He's one of those guys. Like, he's sort of kind of like Jim Miller, dude. I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm kind of shitting on McDessie here, and I shouldn't, because I really want to give him credit, man. That dude, Bahamondes, is fucking huge. He's huge. And McDessie stayed in the fucking pocket, slipped and ripped, cracked him with some nasty fucking counter shots, nasty left hooks, good right. Man, John McDessie looked fucking great in this fight. He dropped him. He painted that motherfucker up. Wore John the Bull McDessie, showing that was like a Cub Swanson kind of performance. Like, oh, you thought I was done. I'm this guy everybody knows about. Yeah, I've been around. Yeah, I got knocked out by fucking Lando, blah, 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 blah. Put this motherfucking greenhorn in with me and see, put him in the front seat with me, and I bet I'll whoop his ass. You know what I'm saying, dude? Put this motherfucker in his debutante fucking spot with me, and I bet I'll whoop his ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what the shit McDessie was on, dude, and I fucking loved it. I love that shit. I had a kind of a little bit of a feeling that could happen. Enough so that I picked him. That was my best pick of the card, or John McDessie. Okay. This was a pretty good pick, too. I did feel definitely more than 50-50 about this one. Mateus Gamrot smokes Scott Holtzman like a fucking barbecue. Like smoked pork, Bobo. Smoked him. Gamrot looked awesome. That's definitely the way to counterbalance disappointing loss in the debut. Shout out to the 9 people that are in here. We were holding strong at 12 for a second, boys. So I want to give a big shout out and thank you to everyone that has joined me, will join me. What it is, what it was, what it shall be. Thank you, all you guys. Y'all are the best. So yeah, 9 people still. 10 people, boys. Holy shit. All right. But yet and still, Gamrot looked awesome. I loved the transition between striking and grappling. I loved the feints, the grappling feints into like strikes. Thought that was awesome. He's definitely unorthodox. Little kind of quite don't know which you can kind of tell he's looking to counter strike, but you don't really know what he's gonna like, what he's gonna try and like. He does a lot of you can tell that Gamrot does a lot of there's a lot of mental warfare going on with Gamrot. And I liked what I saw from him afterwards. He has a lot of charisma. He's got a lot of pizzazz. He's got a lot of certain he's got that he's got a little bit of that it factor. You know what I'm saying? He's another Polish fighter, I believe. So yeah, great win for Gamrot. Scott Holtzman was on every single PED known to humankind. No, I'm just kidding, allegedly. But he looked like he was on the Sauce Boys. Let me say that. Scott Holtzman was like, he was on some shit. I'm just going to say that. Scott Holtzman was on some shit. But yeah, shout out to Gamrot. He looked great. Another one. This was one of my most confident picks on the card. This guy did not disappoint at all. This is pretty much what I thought was going to happen. I thought that maybe Selecki could get a Solmish, but Joe Selecki wins by clear-cut decision. Kind of like I said, I don't really hate Jim Miller. I'm just kind of sick of seeing him headlining all these spots, headlining prelims on main cards. Like, okay, dude, I get it. Like, you have this stat, the most wins in the lightweight, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like another guy I'm going to talk about. It's like, you're just holding on to this one fucking thing. And Jimmy the Drunk did make a good point. Like, you need these guys around to a certain extent to give guys like Joe Selecki tests, seasoned veterans that do have skill, but just not quite what they once were, like kind of lost a step, kind of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But for Jim Miller, it's kind of like, yeah, he's been doing that though. He's been doing that, and now he was losing to guys. He started losing to guys like Vince Pichel, like other guys that are kind of like on his level. Like, never mind the fact that like guys like Joe Selecki are beating him, but guys like Vince Pichel are beating him. Other kind of like, yeah, you're not bad, but you're not really like stand out great. You're kind of just there, like hanging around, fucking just hanging around. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's just kind of how I feel about it. So I was really glad to see Joe Selecki get the job done. I know that Jim Miller, they're both from New Jersey. That was one of his heroes. So I'm sure that was kind of bittersweet, but I'm sure it did feel good to beat the guy that you once looked up to. I mean, you definitely don't want to lose to that guy. You know, it's better than losing to someone else that you don't idolize, but you know what I'm saying? Winning that fight is always better than losing. Winning is always better than losing in a fight anyway. So anyway, yeah, Captain Obvious. So where are we? Yeah, Joe Selecki started going. This is pretty much the run that saved my night from being a loss, from being like negative picks. I got McDessie because it was rough, boys. I was like 2-2 or 3-2, and then it was like McDessie, Gamrot, Selecki, like okay, stopping the bleeding here. And then we hit the main card, and I should have known this one. Shout out to Daniel Rodriguez, and shout out to Mike Perry, man. You know, Mike Perry just is what he is. He just is what he is at this point. Like, there is a very, very clear, cut and dry path to beating Mike Perry. 3 letters. J-A-B. Put the broomstick in Mike Perry's face. You're going to win the fight. He plods forward, blocks punches with his face. He'll slip the jab every now and then, but never do anything to counter with it. Like, he's not slipping the jab and countering with an overhand right. He's not slipping the jab and he's not slipping the jab to the outside and countering with like, a rear left hook or anything, or with a left hook. He's not doing any of that. He just slips it every now and then, but mostly he just walks forward and eats it. I'm telling you, dude, I say this all the fucking time. The jab is the first punch. Any good boxing coach, the first punch they'll teach you is the jab. It's because it is so fucking versatile. You can if you're responsible, you have to be responsible with it. You can't be predictable with it, but it's offensive, it's defensive, it's disrupting. You can win fights with a jab, you can drop people with a jab, you can disrupt people's timing, you can frustrate them, dude, like when you're first starting like boxing, when in doubt, throw the fucking jab. And if you jab Mike Perry's face up, you're gonna win. He can't deal with it. He has no counter for the jab. None whatsoever. That's what D-Rod did. He stuck to a really good game plan. He did not engage. He did not fight Mike Perry's fight. Daniel Rodriguez fought his fucking fight. He kept it at the range he wanted to. He stuck and moved. He angled off and pivoted and was in position to land good, accurate counter strikes. He was very accurate. He stayed very disciplined. Great game plan. Great performance by Daniel Rodriguez. I did not mind eating crow on that at all. Mike Perry was a good sport about it afterwards. Looked like they had there's a little mutual like, okay, whatever it was, like, it was whatever. Like, I always like to see that. But yeah, that was pretty much Mike Perry. That's pretty much the Mike Perry you're ever going to see. You know what I mean? That's Mike Perry you're going to see anymore. So he needs to, in my opinion, look, Daniel Rodriguez is a good fighter. Like, the guys Mike Perry loses to, they're not shitty fighters, man. Mike Perry, like, his worst loss is Max Griffin. You know what I mean? So he doesn't have bad losses. If he was to go to Bellator, and shout out to Fighting Talk 2, he brought up this point, and I agree, man. How do you guys think Mike Perry would do in a different organization? I think he would clean up in Bellator. I know that Bellator has a good welterweight division, and I'm not even talking about putting Mike Perry in there with like fucking Rory or something. I'm just saying, like, Mike Perry against some of these dude, Mike Perry will fucking chin some Bellator jobbers, dude. He will pile some fucking Bellator jobbers up like nobody's business. He would probably make more money. If I'm Mike Perry's manager, I'm saying, dude, you need to holler at the homie Coker. You need to holler at the homie Scott Coker and see what's really fucking good. Because he could make more money, I do believe. And I'm telling you, man, in the right spots, dude, you put Mike Perry in with one of these fucking unranked Bellator guys, he will clean his fucking clock, dude, please. That's the thing. Like, yeah, there's a path to beat Mike Perry if you're a good fucking fighter with a jab or you have a good chin. If you're not that durable, if you have a questionable chin and you're not that high level fighter, there's high level fighters with questionable chins. But if you're not a high level fighter and you have a questionable chin and you're a welterweight and you fight Mike Perry, he's probably going to knock your fucking ass out. So why not go to Bellator or bare knuckle, whatever basically pays you more? Like, I'm sure that he can get some more UFC fights. Like, he can kind of, I guess, do the same thing. I guess just start fighting lower level competition again and just kind of. But I mean, like, if they're going to pay him more money to go to Bellator, why not, man? You still got the name value. Mike Perry is still going to, like, bring it. He's still going to bring the energy and the crazy shit. The entertainment value will never go away for him, dude. He's still in his 20s. Mike Perry's still in his, like, late 20s. Like, he ain't done with the fucking shenanigans. So hopefully he is with the kid, but you never know, man. I still think Mike Perry would be really entertaining. I'd like to actually see him fucking crush some Bellator jabronis. I actually wouldn't mind seeing that. But let's move on. Talk briefly about Mackenzie Dern and Nina Nunes. I think Mackenzie Dern is looking better every fight. I think No was saying that too. I definitely agree with that. If it was somebody else, I apologize. But yeah, I think Mackenzie is kind of being slept on every fight. Everyone is still just thinking, oh, she's this jiu-jitsu chick. Nah, man, Mackenzie will fucking swing and bang. And for as good as much as Nina's been working on her, like, striking and stuff, like, Mackenzie she was a better fighter. She's a better striker and a better grappler. And yeah, I mean, Nina, like, Nina is a sweet person. She's a good person. She's 35. Like, she doesn't really have a bad record, man. Like, it's not bad. It's not great either, though, man. It's not great either. She's 4-4. But these are her losses. Juliana Lima, Justin Kish, Tatiana Suarez, that's a good loss. Mackenzie Dern, that's a good loss. She has a win over Claudia. She has a win over Ronda, Angela Hill. Like, those are pretty decent wins, dude. Like, before these two last losses, Nina Ansaroff, like, she had a nice little record, man. She was 4-2 coming off a win over Claudia, Dana's little thing. Like, I don't know, man. It's tough. Like, you don't want to see that, but you can't deny that Mackenzie was just a better fighter. And, like, I think that considering the landscape, she is on the short list for a title shot, boys. Short list for a title shot. So, dude, man, I'm gonna tell you what. And I'm not trying to. This is no disrespect. This is no disrespect. No disrespect to anybody. I'm gonna sound like a bit of a prick here. I'm gonna sound like a bit of an arrogant fuckhead here. At the risk of sounding like that, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what. Mackenzie Dern does not have a bad ass. But I can tell you that I personally have had relations with women that have bigger and better backsides than Mackenzie Dern. I can tell you that with 1,000% certainty. Ask anybody that knows me. Ask them. Ask about them. So yes, Mackenzie Dern, it's not bad. But I'll tell you what, boys. I know a fucking woman's ass cheeks. I know it. I'm an ass man. When it comes to women, I'm an ass man. I know a woman's backside. Mackenzie Dern, it's all right. It's not bad. It's not bad. Seen better. Had better. It's all right, though. But yeah. Now, just wanted to throw that out there. I think it's a little. I think Mackenzie's a pretty girl. Mackenzie's definitely pretty. She's definitely like. She's not ugly, man. She's definitely not. Like Mackenzie is cute, but the ass is a little overrated to me. Yeah, they can fight. They can definitely fight. But yeah, let's move on. Big shout out to Mackenzie Dern, though. She looks better every fucking fight. Her striking is getting better. She could be an interesting fight for Amanda. She could definitely. I mean, I'm sorry, not Amanda. For Valentina. Wait, she's fucking strawweight? Wasn't Mackenzie a flyweight? I'm fucking tripping, man. I'm fucking bugging. I'm bugging. So she always been at strawweight. I could have sworn. No, she did. She did have one fight at flyweight. Then she returned to strawweight. Then it was a catchweight. Okay, that's what got me confused. The catchweight. Okay. I'm sorry. I got confused. Oh no, there we go. But his ass is the real one. Eminem. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, that cannot be. Thank you. I mean, yeah. Super Gums McGee. Super Gums. Got to love those Super Gums. Anyway, well, I sound like a total fucking misogynist pig, a total fucking chauvinist motherfucker, but yeah, sorry. Anyway, yeah. So where were we, boys? Yes. This fight here brought a smile to my face. This fight here just tickled me to death. You know what I mean? There was one guy that wasn't smiling. That usually is smiling. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why he wasn't, but one guy wasn't smiling, but this guy definitely was. That is almost precisely what I was looking for in that fight. I told you guys, if you listen to my stream before this is what I said about this shit. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate Sam Alvey. But I'm getting sick of looking at his cheesy, fucking, sticky ass grin and seeing him on all these fucking main event, all these main cards, He's a fucking jobber. Sam Alvey is a fucking jabroni. That's what jabroni means. It's a playoff jobber. He's a fucking jobber. He's there to collect a check. Sam Alvey has pretty much lost 6 fucking fights in a row, dude. There is literally, if it was not for that corny ass one-note shtick of his, there is no fucking way that he would still be in the UFC. Because all he's doing is fucking losing. He got some bullshit draw against Da Un Jung, and he has just been losing and losing and losing and losing. If it wasn't for that fight, he would be 10-11 in the UFC. As it stands right now, he's fucking 10-10. He's a fucking jobber. He needs to be cut. I'm sick of looking at his corny ass, goofy ass, smiling, saying, here's my fake ass, weird ass, creepy ass fucking fuck, dude. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of looking at his fucking face. And I hope that they do what they should have done and cut that sorry ass motherfucker. Because if you were going to cut Junior Dos Santos and Alistair Overeem and Jussier Formiga and all these other guys that you see fit to just cast aside, and you're going to keep a fucking jobber like corny ass smiling Sam Alvey, man, get the fuck out of here, dude. That motherfucker is a fucking dude. He is about as close to a fucking can as you can get. And it's time to fucking cut bait on Sam fucking Alvey. I'm sick of it. I'm fucking sick of it. Dude, I'm sick of it, man. Cool. But he keeps taking short fucking notice fights and losing them. He's just a body in there. And he has that corny little shtick. Well, enough is enough, man. I was loving that shit. I was loving seeing his fucking goofy ass taking a shelling from another kind of a goofball, Julian Marquez, just doming that motherfucker, dropping him with left hooks, cracking him on. And Sam Alvey is another one of those really frustrating fighters where it's like he'll get the shit beat out of him, and he does have power, so he'll just like wing some fucking counter and catch the guy. And that's how he gets out of danger a lot of times. And he almost did in this one too. In fairness, he cracked Julian Marquez with because Julian Marquez, let's face it, man, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. He ain't the sharpest, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not. But I loved seeing him beat the piss out of Sam Alvey. And he's another guy. I was saying about how Impa Kasanganay himself took the choke before he really had the position. Julian Marquez kind of did the same thing. He kind of did like a modified bulldog choke, and it was vicious, man. He had Sam hurt, was basically hammer fisting him in the side of the head. Sam's panic wrestling, trying to scramble, and Marquez just sees his neck and was like, you know what? And he said it in the post-fight interview. He was like, and I squeezed like I was trying to pop his head off. And dude, it did, man. Sam went fucking out. So yeah, it's time to move on. Dude, give some other guys some opportunities. I'm just sick of it, man. I'm sick of these old motherfuckers hanging around. Oh yeah, the pickleball and the I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. What's up, D-Bake? Yeah, I did see that, bro. He fucking he called out Mahomes and them for pickleball and was it badminton? And they responded, man. They said, "What's up?" Someone else on I think Ty Hill or something was like, "What's up? What's up, dude?" But yeah, that was funny. It does. He's got a lot of mileage on him, dude. A lot of mileage on him. But yeah, it's not really about his age. It's about the quality of the product. Like 6 in a row, dude. Like I don't know. But anyway, he does, man. He fights like a fucking old man. He does. Like, it's like, come on, dude. Y'all can do better than that, man. Anyways, that's my Sam Alvey rant. Now, Arnold Allen, Sadiq Youssef. Got to eat some crow here, boys. Got to eat some crow. I thought that Arnold Allen looked really fucking good. I was saying like, man, for as good a defense as he has, he's kind of getting hit a little bit by Sadiq. But, and I will say this, Sadiq Yusuf, I thought was winning rounds 1 and 2 until he got rocked by Allen. So Allen definitely won that fight, and he won it by. He's really dangerous, man. He's a fucking sniper, dude. Arnold Allen is a sniper. And I got to eat some crow because in my breakdown I said, in order for Allen to win this fight, he's gonna kind of have to stand in the fire with Sadiq Yusuf. Like Yusuf was just gonna kind of make it that fight. And to Arnold's credit, man, he moved really, really well. And he used a diversity of strikes. And man, like he's sneaky with those strikes, man. He's really good at disguising what he's going to throw, and he's really fast. So I got to give Arnold Allen a lot of credit. He looked fucking great in that fight. Sadiq Yusuf is a good, tough fighter. I wonder what it's going to be like. So let's look at Arnold Allen real quick. Moving forward. Because, he's in a tough division, man. He's in a tough division. And let's be real, like, he has some decent wins. Makwan, that's a decent win. The Jordan Rinaldi, not really. Gilbert Melendez in 2019, not really. You know what I mean? Like Nick Lentz in 2020. So Sadiq Yusuf is the toughest fight he's had. And he looked good. And I got to give him credit. I'm just wondering what it's going to be like when he starts stepping up in competition a little bit. Because let's face it, Allen he probably should have been favored in this fight. He'll probably be favored in his next fight. But I don't know, man. That division is really... It's a tough division. It's a really tough division. So I am not yet going to say Allen can be future champion because, Sadiq Yusuf was winning those rounds until he got careless. And you can't get careless with Allen because he's too sharp. But I thought if he hadn't gotten cracked, like he probably would have won that fight. So this is what I'm thinking. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I think someone's going to give him a loss. I think he will take a UFC loss at some point. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was by knockout, considering he's in that division, man. I wouldn't be surprised if it was by knockout. But Arnold Allen is a really good fighter. I want to continue to see him ramp up the competition because it's like, okay, dude, you're not like, you haven't just had like 1 or 2 fights. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 fights in the UFC. It's time to start stepping it up a little bit. Yeah, you're really good. I've been hearing about Arnold Allen and his undefeated UFC streak. Okay, let's turn the heat up a little bit. Yusuf was a good step up. Let's step it up even more and see what you got. That's kind of where I'm at with it. And I think that he'll probably do reasonably well. I like what I see from him so far. So, yeah, exactly. Exactly, D. He just, like, Allen had the round stealing moments, and I had to give him those rounds for that. Like, I picked Yusuf. I thought he was looking good, thought he was winning the fight, and then he let Allen drop him and hurt him. And I would be being, unfaithful to my own like scoring criterion if I said that Allen didn't win those rounds, because he did. So, yeah, for Yusuf, like, it's not a big loss for him. Like, Arnold Allen is a good fighter, so I think neither one of their stock is really going to drop. Yusuf, work on the defense a little bit. I think for Allen too, man. Allen is like, everyone knows him for his defense, but he was getting tagged up a little bit in that. And like I said, Yusuf is definitely a step up, so that's to be expected. But I'm just like, okay, what happens when you're fighting a guy that has a really good fight IQ and has power and has a little bit more of a reach? So yeah, I don't think let me put it like this. I don't think Allen would beat anybody in the top 5 right now. I really don't. Like, so let's look at that top 5 at featherweight, and then I'll get to this main event. And I've gone on way longer than I said I would, ranting and eating crow. I apologize. I'm a rambler. I was born to ramble. Oh Christ, what am I fucking doing? Rankings, UFC rankings. That's what I'm doing. Shout out to everyone that's hanging with me. Y'all are the best, man. We had a nice, good turnout today, boys. Nice, good fucking turnout. Shout out to anybody that's new that's joining me. Shout out to the usual fucking suspects. Y'all are the fucking best, and I truly mean that. Okay. Featherweight, right? Featherweight. Here we go. The top 10 at featherweight, holy shit for that. The best matchup for Allen is the Zombie. Ige, Stevens, Emmett, Calvin, Zabit, Ortega, nah. Volkanovski, Max, Ortega, Zabit, Yair, Chan. He's not really ready for them. He might not even be ready for. But this is do or die now. Like you've been riding on this streak for a minute, for a good hot minute. Now you're in the top 10. You need a good test now. Good test. So yeah. Because I mean Sadiq Yusuf is a good fighter, but I mean, let's be real. Should wins over Shaman Moraes, Gabriel Benitez, and Andre Fili really land you in the top 10 at featherweight? Probably not, right? Probably not. So that's weird. The rankings are kind of fucking bullshit anyway. They're just media bullshit. But looking at those guys, man, those are all really, really, really tough matchups. So we're gonna see what Allen has for real. I have some concerns moving forward. I'll put it like that. But I was wrong. Arnold looked great. Allen did his damn thing. So credit to him. I got to eat the crow. I picked Sadiq Yusuf. I was wrong. Main event. I was wrong about this one too. But like I said, I did say this and it was true. Kevin Holland gave a better account of himself than he did in the previous fight. He showed more effort. He showed more urgency in this fight. He came closer, I feel like, to putting himself in a position to win. But there's just a glaring hole in Kevin Holland's game, and it's his takedown defense. He cannot stop the fucking takedown to save his life. He can't. If you're a good wrestler at middleweight and you don't get knocked out right off the bat, Kevin Holland's going to take you down. Or you're going to take Kevin Holland down. You can take him down and pretty much do whatever you want. Unless you're, like I said, you're really old, like Jacare, or just, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a top middleweight, there is just a clear path to victory to beat Kevin Holland. Marvin Vettori won every round. But Kevin had his moments, dude, on the feet, where it's like, Vettori has a good chin because he cracked him, man. He cracked him, and I wouldn't say he was like really badly hurt, but he was stunned. He was definitely stunned a couple times and had to like reset. But credit to Vettori, he has a solid. He's a durable fighter. He has a solid chin, but he's a really good, persistent, pesky wrestler, and he took Holland down over and over and over and over again. And that's all she wrote. So yeah, it was not my best card. at all. I went 7-6. Nothing to brag about. I was lucky to not do worse. So yeah, that's how I did. If you give me just a second, boys, I will be right back, and I will. I swear to God, no open promising, but I will open up the panel if Nikki or anybody else wants to chime in on the Dustin Poirier Connor situation, to talk about what happened this past weekend. If you want to talk about looking ahead, preview a little bit, whatever. Coming up on 145, I might go 3 hours. We'll see how it goes. It might be 2.5 hours, 3 hours, something like that. But I will be going on for a little bit more. I do have to take a piss, so give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. And we will. I'll open up the panel. We can talk about this shit. Whew, that feels better. You know, I don't know if this is the real you or not, but if it is, I don't think it is. I really don't think it is, because maybe you're not that smart, but I thought you would be smarter than this. But I don't even know. I don't even think this is the real Justin Jr. I really don't think this is the real Justin Jr. I think this is probably a troll. But you know what? Anyways, yes. Let me drop the link. Drop the beacon. Copy. Paste. Chat. Boom. And there, yeah. So yes. Nah, that's a troll. That's a fucking troll. That's not Justin. Justin Jr. knows better. After all the shit he talked about the general, I would think he would know better to come around it, because I don't hate Justin Jr. I do not hate Justin Jr. But this is not an appropriate channel for an underaged person. This channel is 18 plus. I purposely set the channel like that. Purposely set the settings. Set the settings. That's not redundant. I purposely set it up like that. So no offense. It's not that I dislike or hate Justin Jr. I do think he's kind of an annoying twerp, but I don't hate him. It's not like fuck him, ha ha ha, I'll show him. No, I don't want any fucking 13-year-olds on my channel, man. And I really don't want any underage people on my channel unless you can show a certain degree of maturity that I just have not seen from Justin Jr. And it's not his fault. The kid's 13, but I'm not going to do it, man. I'm not going to do it. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Customato, put who you are in the chat. Put who you are in the chat. What is this? Private chat. Okay. Bet. Gotcha. Give me 1 second. Yes, sir. Okay. I'm gonna bring a gentleman in now. This is a gentleman that I have been interacting with recently on Twitter, and he was gracious enough to join me on one of my previous streams. If you want to find this gentleman on YouTube or Twitter, it is the one, the only Cage My IQ, aka D-Bake. What's up, D-Bake? Talk to me, bro.
What's up?
Oh my God,
2 cents.
You little fucking shit turd. Yeah, good job, Justin Jr. Yeah, ha. You got me.
I do watch Cage My IQ. I love his stuff.
Yeah, cool. Well, you're fucking gone. I hope it was worth it. I hope you know that what you said about the general will not be fucking tolerated. So you can go. You need to go give your parents a proper burial, and just get the fuck off my channel. Peace. Yeah. Little fucking brat. I knew that. I should have known. Whatever. Yeah, I'll give you. You got me. You tricked me, little fucker. Get gone, man. Scram. Pew! Scat now, yeah. Fucking Justin Jr. Little shit. Fucking he pulled a fast one on me. It's not the first time he's done it. And I should have known better. He tricked me and said it was Cage My IQ. I know what Cage My IQ's logo looks like. I'm just an idiot. But yeah, just get the fuck out of here, Justin Jr. Get the fuck out of here. Trying to fucking. What I mean, how did you think that? Did you think that was like you basically you shot your shot? You knew that what I was gonna say. Like I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. But yeah. Anyways, what's up though, Smiths? How are you? What are you doing, bro? How in the fuck are you? But yeah, what is up, you guys? 10 people in the building. We can talk about really whatever, man. The link is there if anybody wants to jump in. Besides fucking Justin Jr., Nikki says he's gonna shove on with it. It's a great channel. Yeah, I'll kiss your ass. Say you let me on, mate. Let me come back. And as soon as I get slightly irritated, I'm going to start trolling again and just being a little fucking pissant. Talking shit about the general. Just a whole bunch of just canishness that I will not suffer. I told you, Justin Jr., I told you what the fucking deal was. I don't hate you. I don't there's not any beef, but this channel is not for underage persons. This is an adult channel. This is adult content. I say a lot of things that would be just widely inappropriate for an underage audience. Widely inappropriate. Very inappropriate subject matter. A subject matter that your 13-year-old brain is not even close to being able to comprehend. Not that I'm some smart guy, but I'm talking about the subject matter. It's beyond what you understand as a 13-year-old. It's adult content, adult subject matter, not for children. How many times do I have to fucking say it? Okay, now I have a real adult joining me. And I know this gentleman here wants to bark him some fire. I know that he has not been too pleased with the slanderous slander that I've been leveling at the homie Dustin Poirier. I know he ain't too happy about it. But this is my dude. I want to let him come in. I want to let him roast me, and I want to let him speak his piece. I'm going to give him the floor. I ain't going to say nothing when I let this dude on stream. I'm just going to let it rip, and then we can just continue the discussion. I do want to get his thoughts on the aftermath. But here he is, the Shoey King, my buddy Nikki from Boston. What's up, Nikki?
Was you son of a bitch, piece of shit. You got no fucking clue what you're talking about. Fuck you! Oh, God. No, I think he is the nicest guy on earth. One of them. That's all. I haven't seen too much of his Twitter shit, though, so maybe I have to a little bit look back. Oh, you put the square thing for me? I have to go back.
Oh, my God, I always forget about that. Hold on.
It's all right. I have to go back and look at his Twitter feed and see if it's, if he's a fucking schmuck on there, but I haven't seen too much shit.
I mean, he's not. It's pretty much your standard shit talk, and yeah, I'm definitely like hamming it up a little bit. I don't hate him or Connor. I just don't really like him. Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me get this layout right. But yeah, go. You can rip, brother. Whatever's on your mind.
Dude, how about the robberies? Those are the worst. From Bellator to UFC, there was some fucking fuckery going on. Jordan Griffin. Who else? There was 2 fights that were labeled robberies for Saturday, and there was definitely one, maybe 2 for Bellator as well. I know that what's his name won. I'm trying to remember. I fucking can't remember. I fucking remember like a fucking donkey. But yeah, they gotta fucking fix this judging. This judging's getting fucking ridiculous. So.
It's crazy, bro. Do you know if there's any kind of like oversight committee or any kind of like who watches these motherfuckers?
Well, I'll give you for instance, last night Phillies, and it's not just that, Phillies and Braves. I mean, me and the boys are backstage watching. We were probably there until 2 a.m. almost, but we started like 8 o'clock backstage just watching games and gambling and betting. And I had money on the Braves and tied up on the top of the 9th and play at home. Catcher fucking doesn't block the plate, which is illegal now. Guy slides in, gets a tag on him. The umpire thinks he gets basically his foot on the plate or whatnot. They showed 3 different replays that showed him never coming even close to the plate. I'm talking about 3 or 4 inches. And they still went and reviewed it and called him safe. And that ended up winning him the game. It was just fucking brutality.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, all you got to do is type in Google or YouTube or on Twitter, Google and Twitter, and put in Atlanta Braves versus Phillies robbery or bad call and watch what pops up. So many fucking videos of it's ridiculous.
That's crazy. Yeah. So my old lady is like a diehard Orioles fan, and we were saying that about one of the games. I can't remember if it was the Red Sox or which game, but it was like he was just so inconsistent with the fucking strike zone, dude. It's like I just saw that exact same fucking pitch. And you called it a fucking strike, and now you're calling it a ball, and it's the exact same thing. Like you can even see the box that I mean, I know that thing's not like automatic, but it's like
it's pretty damn
literally above the line, above the top line, and like it's just crazy.
What they show you, because I caught my entire life. I always say it, but like high level ball, that what they show you right there, where that ball crosses over, that's the real deal. You know what I mean? If it crosses in that box. It's a strike. It's just what it is. But yeah, they're brutal. I've gotten 3 or 4 ball games for getting into it with the umpire. You know what I mean? Like looking back at him and be like, that was a strike, and he's like, "Shut up, mind your business." You know what I mean? And then,
yeah, I forgot, dude. I forgot you play ball, man. So that's crazy.
They're brutal. And then next batter, whatever. Especially when it's 3-2, and my pitcher walks a guy, but really struck him out. You know what I mean? Right. Men on base, big game. I look back, that was a strike, blue. You know what I mean? We call him blue. We don't call him ump. That was a strike, blue, ball back, right? Next fucking pitch, right? Fucking sweetheart, right down the plate, fucking home run, something like that. I'll look back at the umpire. That's because of you. That would have been out number 3, 2-run home run, and now we're down 2. That's because of you. You're out of here. You know what I mean? I used to get lippy with him. I used to sit back there and talk shit as strike, and you know what I mean, before he would even call, ball, strike. I used to fuck with him because they used to get on my fucking nerves. Some of these guys, they're literally, at that age, high school ball and college ball, all that bullshit. They're not high level, umpires, high level blues,
Right.
and they just think they are. You know what I mean? They think they're behind the plate. And they're wearing that fucking. Those are the guys that did absolutely nothing, and when they played ball, they rode the bench. So they continued on by being an umpire. It's sickening.
Dude,
Sickening.
that's crazy, man. I wanted to ask you, what do you think this all like some fucking, is this a workup? Is this Twitter beef? Just like hype? Because Connor said that now it's off. Do you think that Connor, what do you think about that? What do you think about Connor's comments that the fight is now off?
Well, if it is, I hope they fucking cancel the Oliveira and Chandler fight and have Chandler fighting Dustin Poirier. You know what I mean? I think that is a way for Connor to get out of this fight because he knows he's gonna, or he's got a very good chance. If he loses that fight, Conor McGregor's stock goes down 3 times more than it did against Dustin Poirier just his last fight. And I think with that he waited 3 months to put that. A month and a half to put that comment out. His agency or whatever reached out to their agency, whatever you want to call it, or their 3 times kindly to say, hey, you guys going to be donating. And they didn't say no. They didn't say yes. They just ignored them. It's one thing to say no. They just ignored them. So
yeah, no, I'm glad you brought that up. Because that is one point that I do need, that is fair to make. Like, regardless of whether Connor or whoever his representatives, asset managers, whatever, regardless if they thought that there was some kind of impropriety or that their money was not going to that something was not above board, the fact that they didn't follow up on it, you didn't make any kind of good faith effort to follow up on that. That's kind of a red flag too. And
it's sketchy.
That does need to be said, in fairness.
And then it's almost like he wanted to do that, right? So Dustin would come out and be like, and call him on it, right? And then be like, hey, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not fighting you anymore. Well, guess what, buddy? That boy just beat the brakes off your ass. So who are you fighting next? Because you're not fighting anybody. You're going to be fighting. I think he wants to fight somebody that he knows he can beat. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't know where Connor goes from there. Who's he going to fight? They're not going to give Connor a belt shot. You just lost to Dustin Poirier, and there's a vacant belt right now. If anything, that vacant belt should have went to Dustin Poirier, like we talked about, after he beat Connor. But I don't know. I think that fight still happens. I think that's just Connor talking shit. I think Connor will end up paying that $500K because otherwise you'll see people will, even Connor fans that used to be, they're gonna be all over him like white on fucking rice.
Oh yeah, and I'm totally allowing for the possibility, and it probably, let's be real, it probably is. And like I said, there's a thing with these charities where, like, I think they have to be around for a certain amount of time in order to have like enough of a financial record for these sites to look at and verify against all their criterion. It might be that kind of situation. And like I said, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that it is. And let's say it is. Let's say Dustin's charity is completely above board, the best fucking charity ever. That's going to make Connor look really, really fucking bad. If they can start putting out things where it's like, no, you were shown or you were told verbatim, this is where it's going to go, and shown that, and you didn't even follow back up on it, that's just going to make Connor look, regardless of how I feel about him airing dirty laundry. If that's true, like, it's Connor is not going to, like, Connor's going to make himself, like you said, he's going to be shooting himself in the foot. But it really, like, Connor can always just be like, you know what, fuck this. Like, Connor does have that luxury where he has that much money where he can be like, you know what, I'm good, fuck y'all. Like, and I'm just like, I really don't think it'll affect Dustin that much either, because like you said, they could just give him, they could either just say, okay, we're canceling, either canceling Chandler Oliveira, or we're just saying Dustin Poirier is just definitely getting the winner. You know what I mean? So thinking about it like in a bit more of a long view, it's kind of hard to see Dustin really getting screwed too bad over this. And like you said, it could all just be like hot air from Connor. Like, if he does want to keep fighting in the UFC, like, the ball isn't as much in his court as it used to be because he got knocked out. If it's just some like, oh, what's going to happen? Like, he can decide to just take his ball and go home. But if he is going to keep playing ball in the UFC, like, yeah, Dustin Poirier has a lot more leverage than he used to. And especially if he can start putting the social, pitting the social media against Connor, like, it'll definitely hype that fight up if nothing else. Oh shit, I'll ask Nikki what happened. Fuck. hold on, he's back. Hold on. There's.
Yeah, it was my internet. I don't know what the hell happened. Went down, went back up, right back up.
Mine's been spotty. It's windy. It's fucking cloudy here, so I don't know. It could be something.
No, it was definitely mine. I saw my thing go off and then right back on. But yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know where Conor goes from here. He has to fight Dustin Poirier, or he doesn't have a fight. I mean, he's not going to fight Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz already has a fight coming up with Leon, right? So that So who are you going to fight on the 10th? Huh? And I mean, like, I don't know. Justin Gaethje? I don't know.
That's the thing about Conor is like he wants to front. Like he has the money. Like let's be real, he has the money where he doesn't have to fight.
He made $200 million off the Floyd Mayweather fight.
Oh yeah, he was set after the Floyd. That got him generational wealth and another fight with Khabib. Like you know what I'm saying, the fight with Khabib and these other fights have gotten him even more. So he's
and then there's whiskey.
Yeah. Oh God, that was the other thing. Yeah, the whiskey dude. But the thing with Conor is he always wants to front. Like he doesn't care whether he wins it. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't care what happens to me in the UFC. And I think that's bullshit. I think there's definitely a part of Conor that his pride is like, no, I think I'm the champion. I think I'm better than everyone, and I want to try and prove it. But the thing is, when you really put his feet to the fire, is he really going to fight his way back through that top 10, top 5? I don't think so. Like, I think that if he doesn't take this fight, like he'll probably just move on. But who knows, man?
Yep. I don't know. It's weird. The whole situation's fucking weird. It all happened in the last 24 hours or so, or today. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's all kind of gone down recently, it's all anyone's talking about on MMA Twitter, and so I just figured I'd come on and say a little something about it, and I'm giving.
Didn't Dustin like keep it like kind of like cool? Like he was just like we tried to reach out to him 3 times, so we're just moving on, and I guess Conor didn't like that. You know what I mean? He didn't like. It wasn't even like he was talking trash. He's like, we tried to reach out to Conor's team multiple times, or they said 3 times in 1 month, and they won't get back to us. So we're just gonna move on from here. Yada yada yada. Right? There wasn't much shit. Right? Talking.
There wasn't like necessary. Once they started talking about it, it was all kind of just like, this is what happened. This is what happened. What I didn't like was that like it originally started with Conor talking shit about something about the next fight. It was like, I'm gonna knock you out with a front foot to the chin. So then Poirier responded with the charity thing. So it's fair if you're like, okay, I'm just taking a jab at Conor. He does this kind of shit all the time. That's fair, but it does seem like Poirier, either he was salty about it, or if he's saying that we've moved on, then why did you even fucking say that in the first place? You could have handled all that behind the scenes. So I think about it, it was probably just a dig at Conor. Like, okay, like, you know, I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about it.
I mean, I would have shot right back at Conor too, man. You owe my ass $500,000 for a charity. He might even made plans on that, like prior plans, like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. We have this money coming in, like, this is what we're gonna build.
Yeah. And let's say that's true. Let's say that he had made all those plans. He had talked to all these contractors, building contractors, and like all these like, you know, gear company for all the heavy bags and like the ring and all that shit. A contractor to build the ring, whatever.
He even gave some money already because he thought it was coming in. You know
yeah,
I mean?
Like, oh, dude, if you put down a down payment, oh my god, and it was in like Dustin's town. So if that's true, if Dustin's Poirier's like charity is on the level and he's putting the money where he said he was going to put the money, like I said, even if that's not true, Conor is still kind of like a scumbag for not being a man of his word and doing what he said he was going to do. Like,
so
period.
UFC, Dana White, and the Fertitta brothers, all 3 separately have donated to the charity. So that's if they would not donate to a charity that isn't real, you know what I mean, or isn't doing the right thing with the money. We know that Dana's very tight with his money, as we know with the fighters. So he's not going to donate to a charity that's not fucking real.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm just throwing it out there because I'm thinking, okay, maybe that's what Conor's
thing is all right. How's everyone?
Sorry.
Like, no, you're good. Well, hey, like, we can't really find a whole lot of information on this place. Like, we can't really find where it's rated there. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a legitimate charity. It could be, like I said, they haven't had a chance to. It hasn't been around that long, so maybe they haven't had the chance to have it in their system to rate it. But that's just something that stood out to me, and I was just wondering, like, okay, is that where Conor's coming from? Is that where he's coming from when he's saying, that I want to know where every penny of it's going. But superseding that is like, dude, you said you were going to fucking do it. Why are you trying to qualify it now? Like, you have the money. I mean, yeah, you can be like, oh, well, you know, it's fair that he wants to know where it's going. But it's like, I don't know. Conor's a fucking scumbag. I don't really like Poirier, but Conor's a scumbag. So I can definitely, absolutely see that happening, even though I will give both of them out.
100%, 100%. Are you gonna be on for another 15 minutes or so?
Probably, yeah, probably. I mean, I'll go anywhere from like 2.5 hours to 3 hours, depending on the traffic.
Give me 15 minutes. I'll be right back. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll let you know. I'll text you. I'll tell you why.
Yeah, no sweat.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate you, bro. Later.
Later. I'll be back if you're on.
Boston Nick, everybody, Mr. Fat Fist on Twitter if you need him. So yeah, that was just is an interesting situation. As someone that doesn't really have a horse in that race, I'm very interested to see how it plays out. I'm very interested to see if this is going to have real implications. If Conor is serious and he says this fight is off, trying to finish that thought, like fleshing it out, is Conor like, he has enough money, he'll just bounce, I think. Like, he's not going to be like, oh yeah, fight's off, now I'm going to fight Justin Gaethje. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see that happening. I think it's probably bullshit. I think what Nick said, I can definitely see that happening. Conor eventually just like, okay, okay, here it is. Here's the $500,000. Fight's back on, blah, blah, blah. I can see that happening too. Because if Conor does want to fight, this is the fight. You saw what they did. Like, he lost to Dustin. They said, hey, Dustin, do you want this? He was like, nah. And they're like, all right, here we go. Chandler Oliveira. Just like that. Like, boom. Like, Chandler Oliveira, just like that. And considering Chandler only has one fucking win in the UFC, and Charles Oliveira smashed a bunch of cans with the exception of Tony Ferguson, that just shows you they don't give a fuck. Like, they're gonna make a title fight with somebody. There's too many people in that top 5. There's too many almost worthy contenders. You know what I'm saying? So for Dustin Poirier, like I said, I didn't like the fact that he aired that dirty laundry. I feel like if there's some kind of negative consequence that happens, dude, you could have kept all that to yourself. Conor would not have said that shit about canceling the fight if you'd have just been like, oh yeah, we'll see about this, or even post a picture of like him knocking Conor out or a meme or whatever, because there's plenty of them out there. He could post one of those, be like, oh yeah, like this. Oh, you're gonna do that to me like I did this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's would seem like an appropriate response. He definitely aired the dirty laundry. You can say it's right, you can say it's wrong, but that was Dustin Poirier's doing. Conor did not bring up the money until Dustin did. In this particular instance, that's just a fact. Conor said something about front kicking him in the chin. Dustin said, blah, blah, blah. That's an interesting prediction. I predicted that you would da-da-da this charity. You didn't, da-da-da-da-da. That's dirty laundry. That is, yeah. I don't know. I just don't like that. But it is what it is, man. Conor's a scumbag. It's another situation where, yeah, Conor has kind of made this bed for him too. They both kind of made their own bed in this situation. If anything negative befalls them, they did it to themselves. On either side. If something negative happens in the situation or something happens in the situation and negatively affects Dustin Poirier, it's his fault for airing this fucking dirty laundry. You know Conor is petty. You know Conor will do shit like this. Like he's a fucking spoiled brat. He'll take his ball and fucking leave. He has enough money to do that. He has, as my dude, shout out to my dude, Dry Spicy Shred Squid, he has fuck you money where he can say, fuck you, Dustin, fuck you, Dana White, fuck you, WME, peace, deuces, shit was real. I'll be in Dubai or wherever the fuck ever I want to jet set to. That Conor can do that. But if he wants to seriously pursue the UFC shit, and Dustin can show proof that he was making these plans, because right now that's why I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, man. It's a bunch of he said, she said. Dustin says this, Connor says that. Dustin says this, Connor says that. It's all on Twitter, man. It's all on fucking Twitter. All this shit, if it was really that serious, Dustin, and he said that, oh, we reached out to his team, then you just handle it behind closed doors. You say, look, it's pretty obvious that we're not going to get this. You took the opportunity to air business on Twitter and make it personal. And I don't know. I just didn't like it. Left kind of a sour taste in my mouth, to be honest with you. As much as I dislike Connor, and as much as I think he's probably justified, like, in a way, but same time, man, it's like, it's not very professional. That's not very professional. You can say the same thing for Connor, but it's one of those, do two wrongs really make a right? In this situation, I don't think they do. Because either Dustin isn't going to get that money fight. If Connor, you do have to accept the possibility that Connor is going to be a scumbag, which I do pretty much think he is. He is going to continue to renege on that charity, not fucking pay the money, take his ball and leave. That means Dustin lost out on another red panty night and $500,000 to his charity that was going to build a gym in his hometown. So, yeah, Dustin Poirier could absolutely end up on the shitty end of the stick. And you know what? If he hadn't said the shit about the fucking charity, it might not have happened. It still might have, but it probably wouldn't have. It probably would have been your standard shit talk. It could still be shit talk. I'm giving both of them the benefit of the doubt. This could be Connor talking shit. It could be Dustin talking shit. I don't know. Don't know why you want to buy your $60 hot sauce. I'll get some Tony Cachareys. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want your $60 hot sauce, Buster. You can get bent with that player. Nah, dude. I've been going down to Louisiana since before I can fucking remember. I've been eating Southern Louisiana food as long as I can remember. I've had all different kinds of hot sauces. I don't need no fucking Dustin Poirier $60 hot sauce. You can go stick that hot sauce right up your fucking Cajun ass, as far as I'm concerned. That's ridiculous. $60. Get fucked. That is ridiculous. But ain't nobody paying I ain't paying no $60 for a fucking bottle of hot sauce. It's crackheaded. That's crackhead shit, dude. It's ridiculous. What else was I gonna talk about? Shall we? Nick said he was gonna come back here in a minute. While I wait for Nikki's return, let's look forward a bit if we can. Shout out to the 4 people that are still in the building. Let's look into the future a bit, boys, to this fight card this weekend. Let's talk about Robert Whittaker versus Kelvin Gastelum in a most pivotal middleweight. Tilly. Let's talk about it. Dude, Tabasco, Louisiana hot sauce, Tony Cacharet, dude, it's all like, it's $3 fucking dollars. I don't need Dustin Poirier's brand to feel like I'm eating fucking Louisiana food. You know what I'm saying? I've been to more than a couple crawfish bowls. I've been to quite a few Louisiana cookouts. I don't need no fucking Dustin Poirier hot sauce to like, oh, this is the taste of the South. Yeah. Nah, dog. That ain't my first rodeo neither. You know what I'm saying? What's next for Holland? What is next for Kevin Holland? Let's talk about that. 4 people in the chat. What do you believe is next for the Trailblazer Kevin Holland? I would like to know what you guys think before I start yakking about it. I will take this time to reload. Oh, God. Some solution. What's going on, bro? He said he's rather pay $20 and get drunk off proper 12. I'll tell you what. If it's between a bottle of whiskey and a fucking $60 bottle of hot sauce, Jet, please. I don't even drink that much, and I'm taking the fucking whiskey any day of the week. And I'll spend the rest of the money buying 10 fucking bottles of hot sauce. But, yeah, Kevin Holland, man. If he's gonna stay, let's just play this game. Oh, for Holland, yeah, dude. I mean, that's true. Why? Let me see something real quick. Let me see something right quick. Let me just look at these rankings. Look at these my guy rankings. Hold on to your butts. I was watching the Always Sunny where they do the Gang Crack Celebrity Bell. How are we doing, fellas? Couple of flagoon Chevelle for you. We're talking about here, revolution, eh? What y'all know about that? What y'all know about that fucking Ronald McDonald? Dude, you gotta stop with the 5 thing. You son of a bitch. Let's see what we got here. Hey. Okay. Okay. Hall's fighting Weidman. Somehow Shabazian lost to Brunson and gets Jack Hermanson. You tell me how the fuck that happened. And everyone else in the top 15 is matched up. Strickland's fighting Jocko. Fucking Brad Tavares is fighting Akhmedov. Shabazian is somehow fucking fighting Jack Hermanson. And no one else, Kevin Holland, is really worthy of fighting at this point. So you tell me. We're gonna have to do a deep dive on that one, boys. I don't think you can really you literally can't give Kevin Holland anyone else in the top 15 right now. If he's gonna stay at middleweight, he needs a bounce back fight. Let me go to Ranking MMA. Shout out to Ranking MMA. Although I wish they would secure their goddamn website. They did, man. Hey, shout out, man. Big shout out to Ranking MMA. They finally have a fucking secure website. That was not secure for the longest time, and they, by God, did it. Big shout out to Ranking MMA. I have always preferred their rankings to the traditional media pundit bullshit fucko rankings, weirdo fucko asshole rankings of what y'all know about that Susie Green. Some weirdo fucko asshole ratings by these traditional media pundits that give the UFC rankings. It's a voting panel made up of fucking media members. I've always found Ranking MMA's rankings more accurate to public opinion, which, you have to take that with a grain of salt too, but I always feel like it's more accurate to my own personal views of how the ranking should be, or closer anyway. And they also have a good layout, and they're finally secure website. So yeah, big shout out to Ranking MMA. I can now confidently promote and push that website. I didn't like doing it before because it was unsecure, and I just don't like people having to risk people get bullshit on their phones because of that. But it's secure now. So Ranking MMA. Let's see what we got going on. UFC rankings. Middleweight. Middleweight rankings. We're looking at just outside the top 15. You shouldn't have to go too far back. Hey. I got an idea. How's about Kevin Holland versus Mahmoud Muradov. How about that shit? That would be pretty much a stand-up affair. That would be a lot of fun. Or hey, Holland versus Puna Soriano. You know, something like that. Trevin Giles, you could give him Officer Giles. You know, I mean, you're starting to get some guys that he's already fucking put away, like Fluffy. You don't really need to fight Fluffy again. But you know what I'm saying? A fight like that, a fucking like I would say Strickland, but he's about to fight Jocko. So I would say, yeah, Murdoch would be a fun fight. Puna would be a fun fight. Maybe even your boy, Officer Giles. Any one of those, I'm with it. Any one of those, man. Yeah, it's secure now, dude. It's fucking secure. Ranking MMA is fine. It wasn't for the longest time. And I loved it, man. I loved their shit. I always thought they were way more accurate rankings than UFC, but it wasn't a secure website. And so I felt like a little guilty about like encouraging people to go there, check it out. But now I can. I can with confidence. It is a secure website, and that's what's up. Some Solution says, I think Holland needs another big name fight like Edmund Shabazian or someone that would, and I actually was looking at that. Edmund would be a great fight, but somehow fucking Golden Boy can get knocked out by Derek Brunson, but get to fight Jack Hermanson. You tell me how you make sense of that, because I fucking can't. Now that's a good one. Now, yeah. That's the other thing. That was just, those are the options, or I think would be some good options if he is to stay at middleweight. If he's going to go to fucking, if he's going to go to 170, there are more options for him. Kevin Holland, dude, he like walks around at like 180 something, 190, maybe at the most like 190, but he hovers around that weight. So he doesn't have to cut a lot to make 170. Maybe cut back, a few calories here and there. I don't know. I just feel like that he will be bigger, and his shots I think will have more impact. He fucking knocked out Jeff Neal, dude. I know that was a long time ago. I'm not just solely hanging on that, but I just feel like his power will still kind of be there. And he had a massive reach advantage on Marvin Vettori. Think about how much of a reach advantage he's going to have on some of these fucking welterweights, dude. I think what Noah said and what I've heard some other people say is a good option for Kevin Holland. He doesn't have to cut a lot of weight. There's more winnable fights. And now towards the top, he's kind of running into the same situation because you got these beast grapplers. Like, let's be real, dude. If that's Holland versus Colby or Usman, he's going to get taken down again, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's got to be the right fit, but I think there are some more right fits at 170, and he will have, considering that he's dropped Brunson, he fucking put hands on Vettori a little bit. He'll do the same thing in his welterweights, except they'll probably knock him out. You know what I mean? So I feel like 170. If I was managing Kevin Holland or I was advising Kevin Holland, I'd be like, dude, you're a fucking welterweight. You're a welterweight, dude. You knocked out Jeff Neal. You can go back and reestablish your reputation as a fucking super feared welterweight. Because that's what Kevin Holland was. Kevin Holland was one of those feared welterweights in Texas. And that's real. That's for real, for real. Everyone knew about him. They knew he talked shit. He talked a lot of shit in the build-up to the Jeff Neal fight, and he fucking knocked him out. So Kevin Holland was a feared 170er. And I feel like he can do that again. Like, it's not he's still young, man. He's not like 35, like, okay, I'm gonna start this cut again. He's 28. Yeah, 170. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. Yeah, dude. Isn't that far? Isn't that fucking far, dude? Yeah, dude. I know. I was pleasantly surprised. Like, there you go. Fucking ranking MMA. I love the spirit behind ranking MMA, but now they secured their website. They got Bellator shit. Yeah, dude. Because they do the worldwide rankings too. Yeah, they'll include Bellator and other, even like one sometimes, but then they'll do a separate UFC rankings, and I usually find those a little bit more accurate myself. And they'll also go deep into the rankings. So you can look at like the number 50 welterweight or whatever, as opposed to just the top 15 or whatever. However, the UFC. All right, I'm going to rant a little bit on this. The UFC website, and not just that, but ESPN Plus too. ESPN Plus is a piece of fucking shit. That is the buggiest goddamn app I have ever seen. I can never, and I repeat, ever open ESPN Plus up and open up the fights the first time. Never. I can never, ever, 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 motherfucking ever do it. It always takes me backing out, killing the app, and jumping back in. And even then, sometimes it takes me a third try. I can never, that fucking buggy ass app, and it has always been that way. It doesn't matter how many times I update it. It doesn't matter how many operating system updates I do. That motherfucking ESPN Plus, and it's not just on my phone, on the iPad, on the TV. It's a piece of shit. Y'all see Silicon Valley? It's a buggy, rapey app designed by an idiot. It's not rapey, but buggy, rapey app designed by an idiot. You know, I like nipples. I was high when he pitched it to me. You know? Fucking nipple alert, man. It's just a shitty app. It's a really shitty app, and it pisses me the fuck off. Okay, that's my ESPN Plus rant. It fucking sucks. Fucking UFC website? I don't know who designed that, but they need to get fucking sacked. They need to get sacked, boys. They need to get the fucking chop, because it is such a piece of shit. It is such a goddamn piece of shit. The UFC website and ESPN Plus are pieces of mookie dookie. They are terrible. Giles a good bounce back. Yes, I agree with that. What? Oh, dude, wasn't that the fight where he like passed out backstage? Wasn't he supposed to fight Holland and he like got all nervous and like just like passed out backstage? Isn't that fight? Wasn't that the one, or was it somebody else? I thought that might have been the Holland fight that Giles did that. Hey, you could saying, dude, that's actually what if what if Woodley gets back on track against Kevin Holland? How much would Holland's stock, bro? Dude. Dude. How much would a Holland stock drop if he went in there and Woodley got back on track against him? If Woodley like took him down like every fucking round, Woodley gets 5 takedowns, 5 sketchy takedowns, and like secures like a split over Holland. He gets like hurt and then fucking like rocks Holland and gets like 5 takedowns, like one around, and fucking wins. How funny would that be? Woodley gets back on track. Holland, that's like his 3rd loss in a row, and they fucking cut him. Not just playing. But yeah, that's an interesting fight, man. That's a fucking interesting fight. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Hard to say. It sucks. $10 a month to watch. Can't watch half the fights because one thing or another. Yeah, it was the Holland fight. Okay, I thought so. Yeah, good call. Yep, they were supposed to fight. Damn, I forgot about that. Good call, man. Dude, what if he lost to Woodley? How bad would Kevin Holland be looking in those streets, dude? How bad would he be looking in them streets if he lost to fucking Woodley? Oh, buddy. Oh, the baby. Holy shit for that one. Oh my god. Holy shit for that. My god, my god. Oh my god. That would be bad, dude. That would be really bad. So what else was I gonna talk about? Now, Kelvin Gastelum and Robert Whittaker. Kelvin Gastelum and Robert Whittaker was supposed to happen 2 years ago. It was supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, that was supposed to be the title fight. They had made Gastelum, I can't remember, did he win the interim title fight or did he yeah, that's what it was. Whittaker, they either stripped Whittaker or he was vacated, and Kelvin was just like, I'm the champion. He was just like, it's me, I'm the champion, which is not true. It was bullshit, but I think that's what happened. And they were going to make that fight, and then something happened. Whittaker had was that when he had the shit with the emergency hernia? I'm sorry, dude. The shit he had, and this is another, Robert Whittaker is another guy that pisses me the fuck off because I don't hate him, but I cannot stand his fucking stand boys. They are the most insufferable motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen someone make more excuses for a fighter getting knocked the fuck out than Robert Whittaker. I hear people tell me all the time that Robert Whittaker is this durable fighter. When he gets chinned, he gets dropped, he gets hurt in every single fucking fight. Robert Whittaker stand boy, there's no one, and I repeat, no one more insufferable than fucking little Robert Whittaker bitch ass stand boys. I can't stand it. But this fight was supposed to happen 2 years ago. Whittaker had the thing with the hernia, which again is ridiculous because that sort of thing where you need emergency hernia surgery, that's something that's been going on that you haven't fucking taken care of. I do know that. I do have a little experience. I work in an industry where a lot of my coworkers got really, really fucking bad hernias. I've been on the job with guys that have gotten a hernia. I've seen them pull their shit, lifting, trying to roll a tree or trying to lift something up that was too fucking heavy. I know about some fucking hernias, boys. I've had a couple scares myself. So hernias, you know about a fucking hernia, dude. That ain't no just bugging little nagging. That's not a nagging little injury. If you need emergency hernia surgery, that's something that you've been putting off and putting off and putting off and putting off and just trying to train through very fucking stupidly. So yeah, that was Whittaker's fault. Now, regardless, shout out to my dude, irregardless of the fact, we got this fight again through circumstance, through injury, whatever. I forget why it's not Palacosta. Would Palacosta get injured or something too? I forget why. We got the fight we should have had 2 years ago. This is the fight we should have had 2 years ago for the belt. Kelvin Gastelum, Robert Whittaker, top middleweight fight. This fight will abso-fucking-lutely have implications on the title picture. Either the winner of this fight is going to get, if not get the next title shot, they will have a title eliminator almost guaranteed. But I wanted to talk about a little bit about the middleweight title picture because it's really kind of a conundrum. It's a bit of a conundrum, boys, and I'll tell you why. We'll see about that. Zoe. But what's going on, Zoe? How are you doing? Shout out to Jacksonville, Zoe. Hope all is well in South Carolina. I hope all is well down there in South Carolina, Zoe. But yeah, that's a good fight. It's a good fight. I'm just fucking talking shit. It's a good fight. I'm picking Kelvin, but it's a good fight. But I wanted to talk a little bit about that title picture because with one exception, no, I'm thinking of 170. No. in the top 5 hasn't Adesanya beaten already? Because I think with that, we're getting into a situation where, Adesanya is starting to eat his own carrion. You know what I mean? He's starting to eat his own leftovers. So how do you parse that out? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do you boys fall on that? Like, what I mean is, okay, he beat Vettori already. He knocked Brunson out. He knocked Palo out. He knocked Whitaker out. So he beat Kelvin. He dropped Kelvin 3 fucking times. Decisively beat him. So who's really most deserving? Are you really telling me that Vettori deserves a title shot for beating Kevin Holland? And would he really deserve it for beating Darren Till? You see my point? Like, none of them have a really, really strong case for it. Vettori and the winner of this fight have the strongest cases. But if we're being real, like, a win over Hermanson, a decision over Hermanson, right? And a decision over Holland, does that really get you a title shot? You see the point I'm trying to make? Does it? You know what I mean? Do you remember? You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know that Vittori's better win streak than the rest of them. He had the most, other than Kelvin, he had the most competitive fight with him. But he still lost, and I'm just one of those guys, man. I'm not like, some people see a streak and they're like, yep, that guy's on a whatever fight win streak. Give him the title shot. Who's on that fucking streak, though? That's where I'm at. Who's on that fucking win streak? I personally, in any other scenario where Adesanya wasn't like cheesing his own cheese, Vettori would not really deserve a title shot, honestly. Like, Jack Hermanson, like Kevin Holland. I mean, if it had been Till, it would have been a little stronger of a case, I guess. But he still lost to Adesanya pretty convincingly. Like, and everyone else did, or even worse. So it's like, if it's not Vettori, it's got to be the winner of Kelvin and Whitaker, right? Right? I've heard people try and say that Brunson deserves the next title shot. I'm sorry. If y'all are people that I'm cool with, I love y'all, but y'all are fucking drunk, man. Y'all are drunk and need to go home if you think Derek Brunson deserves a title shot. Y'all are fucking crazy. Y'all are out of your motherfucking minds if you think that Derek Brunson, and I'm not saying it's any of y'all, but I've seen some people say that. I've seen murmurings of that, and I think it's preposterous. Preposterous. Derek Brunson got knocked out by Jacare. He got knocked out by Robert Whitaker. He got knocked out by Israel Adesanya in the first fucking round. Derek Brunson, no. No. No, sir. No, sir. I think if you were to make Marvin Vettori versus the winner of this fight, Kelvin Gastelum versus Robert Whitaker, I think that is your real, true number one contender. Vettori didn't get dropped 3 times by Adesanya like Gastelum did, so that's an argument in Vettori's favor. And I would think that with the streak that Vettori does have, if you're not going to automatically give him a shot, you have to at least like take into account the fact that if he beats the winner of this fight, you can't deny him. Like, and even if it's Kelvin, let's say it's Kelvin, that means he would have beaten Ian Heinisch, Robert Whitaker, and Marvin Vettori. You're telling me that doesn't warrant a title shot? Same thing for Whitaker. Cannonier, Till, Gastelum. You're telling me that doesn't warrant a title shot? Get the fuck out of here. So I think they're all kind of like Whitaker, Gastelum. Gastelum doesn't really have a strong case at all unless he fucking knocks out Robert Whitaker. Let's be real. Gastelum just snapped a 3 or 4 fight skid. So just the win over Heinisch, no fucking way. Ian Heinisch is a bit of a jobber, to be honest with you. He's a bit of an overrated jobber. But a win over Whitaker, man. Ian Heinisch and Robert Whitaker, you shouldn't have to win too many. You beat Robert Whitaker, you shouldn't have to win too many. Like, usually in most universes across the galaxy, you beat Robert Whitaker, you're probably getting a title shot, right? Let's be fucking real about it. You beat Whitaker, you don't have to really continue to climb the mountain that much more before you reach Israel Adesanya. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So, yeah, I mean, if we're talking a pure numbers game and what kind of win streak have they have and you know, yeah, Kelvin doesn't have the strongest case right now, but if he beats Whitaker, that'll pretty much be a better win than like Robert Whitaker. My point is Robert Whitaker is 100,000 fucking % a better win than Holland and Hermanson combined. You know what I mean? So I would think that if you don't automatically give either Vettori or the winner of this fight the title shot outright, you have them fight each other. And Brunson, sorry, man, like, nah, dude. No. We've seen what happens when you get anywhere near the top, you get fucking sparked. That's what'll happen again. Just because Brunson beat Edmund Shabazian and Kevin Holland by decision does not mean that he is all of a sudden some contender. Like, people are crackheaded with that shit, dude. Have y'all not been watching fucking Derek Brunson's career? This happens to him every time he even starts to sniff a title shot. He gets fucking chinned every time. So forget about Derek Brunson. Don't even worry about fucking Derek Brunson for now. It's really between Whitaker, Gastelum, and Marvin Vettori. One of those three guys, I feel very, very confident, is going to be the next man to fight Israel Adesanya. Because Paolo just got knocked out. So he will need at least one more. He'll probably need two more before he gets another crack. But because that would have been fucked. That would have been fucked for him to beat Whitaker and then just get it off right immediately after a loss. Nah, he would have needed one more. But like I said, man, with Heinisch and Whitaker, you don't need to put 2 or 3 more fights together, dude. Like, you pretty much got you a title shot with that. Or at least fight Vettori for the title shot, like title eliminator for sure. You can't really be like beat Whitaker and then be like, well, you gotta wait now, Kelvin. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna propel Vettori past that for fucking decisioning Holland. Like, that's kind of crazy, man. That's kind of fucking crazy. So yeah, if Whitaker's a huge favorite, man, that's that fucking man, Mayne, man. I'm telling you, man. Hey, dude. Look, Robert Whitaker, he gets knocked out, he gets dropped, he gets hurt in every single motherfucking fight that he has been in the last about 5 years. Chins don't get better. They only get worse. Damage accumulates negatively. The more damage that he takes, the older that he gets, it doesn't get better. This is a 50-50 fight to me, boys. I'm seeing a lot of people that are so super confident in a guy that has a really dodgy chin against someone that is fast, has good, crisp boxing, and hits like a fucking truck, and is good at counter-striking, which is one of Whitaker's weaknesses. It's a 50-50, man. Cannonier hurt him. Till hurt him. Adesanya knocked him out. Court McGee hurt him. Wonderboy knocked him out. Romero dropped him multiple times. The guy has durability issues. And when people tell me that he doesn't, I want to slap them across the fucking face. I want to slap the fucking taste out of their fucking disingenuous mouths. Because Robert Whitaker has a dodgy fucking chin. I had someone tell me that Robert Whitaker is durable. If you're durable, you don't get sat on your ass by single strikes in every fucking fight that you're in. No, doesn't happen. Doesn't happen that way. Robert Whitaker has a dodgy chin. That makes this a 50-50 fight. Kelvin Gastelum is a good striker. He has really crispy boxing. He's got a nice fucking hook. He's got a nice uppercut. He's got a really nice, crisp 1-2. He has good timing. He has good counters. And Robert Whitaker doesn't have a very good chin. He just fucking doesn't, man. Now, Robert Whitaker has good takedown defense. Kelvin Gastelum does not have that great takedown defense. Kelvin Gastelum is a fucking good wrestler, though. So I feel more or less that this will be played out on the feet. And I think it's a 50-50. I can see Kelvin Gastelum has very questionable fight IQ at times. And so there's definitely times that I can see Whitaker I can just see him kind of styling on him. And Kelvin just sitting there looking like a deer in the headlights and never really, just getting his leg kicked and getting jabbed and, Whitaker just sticking to moving, popping in, popping out. This is the problem with Whitaker, though. Whitaker gets into these situations where he just has a little bit too much dog in him for his own good. You know what I mean? Like situations where he stays a little too long in the pocket. He stays a little too long in striking range. He tries to play this in and out game, and then it's like, okay, he just stays a little bit too long, and he fights with his hands low, so he gets clipped. He gets clipped with counter shots. That's how Thompson knocked him out. That's how Adesanya knocked him out. That's how Romero dropped him. Like, he gets hit with counter shots. Kelvin Gastelum is young. He's fast. He's strong. He hits like a fucking truck, and he's really fucking durable. I don't see Robert Whitaker knocking Kelvin Gastelum out. I can absolutely see Kelvin Gastelum knocking Robert Whitaker out. I can absolutely see Robert Whitaker outpointing and outsmarting Kelvin Gastelum. It's 50-50 to me. I'll just be honest with you. It's a 50-50. So yeah, I'm going with Kelvin Gastelum. I'm picking Kelvin Gastelum by knockout. That's the pick that I had 2 years ago. I've seen no reason to go off of that pick. Or come off that pick because they're not. It's not like Gastelum is older now and like, oh well, 2 years ago he would have beaten him, but now, nah. I mean, Gastelum is younger than Robert Whitaker, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Kelvin Gastelum has not been in nearly as many wars. He's much more durable. He'll be at a reach disadvantage, but it's not going to be that bad. It's not going to be nearly as bad as it was against Adesanya, and he put hands on Adesanya too. People don't want to admit that shit, man. All these Adesanya standboys, Kelvin Gastelum was roughing Adesanya up, dude. And it really is. Adesanya had to dig really. People say that's Kelvin Gastelum's best performance. Nah, dude. I think that's Adesanya's best performance. I have never. That's when I really saw some heart from Adesanya. I saw him have to deal with some adversity. I think that Adesanya is a terrible fucking matchup for Robert Whitaker any day of the week. I think he knocks Robert Whitaker out any day of the week. I just think he has his fucking number, man. I think Whitaker, Adesanya is a bad matchup for him. Now, like I said, for Gastelum, man, dude, he really like drops the fucking ball sometimes, man. So he is not someone that you can always put a ton of confidence in. Like, Kelvin Gastelum is one of those guys that I really feel like he is kind of like a golden boy. Always had a lot of natural talent. Always been told that he had a lot of natural talent. And he's a good fighter. Kelvin Gastelum's a really good fighter. He has a lot of good intangibles. But I feel like he's a guy that has not always like been as focused or worked as hard as the next guy. I've always kind of felt that way about Gastelum. Like, he's kind of resting on his like God-given abilities a little bit. He still works hard. He still trains, but it's like it's not quite the 120% level of dedication and focus that I've seen from other fighters. But that was a very focused Kelvin Gastelum against Adesanya. That was a Kelvin Gastelum that wanted the fucking belt. And I think that hopefully, Kelvin has learned from his past mistakes. Because if he hasn't, dude, Whitaker can exploit that real fucking quick. Whitaker is a really fucking good point fighter, dude. I mean, he's a really good point fighter. Like, that dude knows how to win rounds. Robert Whitaker is a round-winning motherfucker. He knows how to get in and get out, land his round-stealing shots, hurt you if you're not careful. Really nasty, quick high kick. He's got good boxing, but like I said, it's his defense. The fact that he leaves his hands really low and likes to get into these like pocket exchanges, like it just, I've seen it too many times, man. I think everybody hurts him anymore. Robert Whitaker gets in a fight. It's happened since Romero. Robert Whitaker has been hurt and or knocked out in every single fucking fight since Yoel Romero. It's not going to be any different. Kelvin Gastelum is going to hurt Robert Whitaker, and I think he's going to knock him out, honestly. I think that, you know, if Till had better fight IQ and better situational awareness, he could have fucking put Robert Whitaker away. And I think Kelvin Gastelum will. It's what I thought would happen last time. It's what I think is going to happen this time. I think he's going to knock Robert Whitaker out. I think this is going to be knockout loss number 3 for Robert Whitaker. And I think Kelvin Gastelum is going to put himself in a really good position. That's what I think about that one. I'm making an early prediction on that one. I am picking Kelvin Gastelum to knock out Robert Whitaker. So yeah. Nikki, I'm sorry. I love you, brother. I'm wrapping this up in a few minutes. But I will be back. Boys, I will be back on Wednesday. I don't know if it's going to be UFC. I don't know yet. Because I've been watching this show Invincible. If y'all like action or superheroes or anything animated shows, anything like that, comics, if you like that shit, do yourself a favor. If you have Amazon Prime and fucking watch Invincible, it's so goddamn good. It's like, if I had to describe Invincible without spoiling too much, it's like the best parts of Superman, Spider-Man, Kick-Ass, The Boys, and like Brightburn. It's like all of that shit rolled into one. Like, there's traditional like superhero tropes, like origin story, like taking responsibility for your powers, but the consequences are way more violent and more realistic. And there's definitely some really dark twists and some good like dramatic moments, man. Like the voice acting is really fucking good. J.K. Simmons, the guy that was J. Jonah Jameson and J.J. Jameson in the Spider-Man original Spider-Mans. I mean, y'all know who J.K. Simmons is, but he plays the voice of Invincible's dad, the superhero Omni-Man. But yeah, it's a fucking. I've been digging it, man. I'm a sucker for comics and superhero shit, but Invincible is fucking awesome. It's definitely not for kids. Justin Jr. would probably be traumatized watching fucking Invincible. But yeah, dude, it's a really fucking good show. If you are an adult that liked comics as a youngster, or you still like comics or superheroes, do yourself a favor and watch Invincible. It's fucking awesome. So I may do an Invincible review. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll just see. I can always do another UFC stream. I like the idea of mixing it up. I definitely didn't get as much traffic, but there were some people that said they definitely liked it. So I may get back to that. But yeah, I haven't decided if I'm gonna do another one of those and if I would do what I'm gonna do it on. But that would be the day, Wednesday. Or maybe I just do it tomorrow or something. But the other thing I've been watching, dude, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but The Sinner is it's a psychological thriller, police detective show. It's fucking really good. I just started. I accidentally started the third season, but it's an anthology series, so I really didn't have to know any information from the first two seasons. Like I didn't miss anything really. Each season basically starts over with a new story. So, but the third season, holy shit, it's dark as fuck. It's disturbing. The acting is really fucking good. It's intense. Like it's parts of it are really, really fucking believable and really unsettling. Really gets some deep, dark spots of the human psyche, and it's good. It's fucking good. I really like it. I dig it. I like Bill Pullman. I think he's a good actor, and he's really good in this. He's perfect for this role. But yeah, it's good. He plays the detective. But yeah, I've been watching the third season of that. I've been watching Invincible. I think new episodes come out every Friday, but they only have 5 episodes out so far. But that's the shit I've been into. Like I said, I may come back Wednesday or tomorrow with a review of some of that shit, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. I don't like talking UFC every single fucking day, but every other day it seems like be like the porridge that's just fucking right. So if nothing else, I will be back talking UFC on Friday, but I imagine I'll have at least one more UFC stream this week. So yeah, I guess be on the lookout for that. Boys, this was a great fucking stream, man. This was a really fucking good stream. I think there were 12 people in here at one point, which anything double digits for a channel as small as mine, I take great pride in. And I really cannot thank you guys enough, because y'all are the ones that make that happen. So thank you for joining me for these streams. It's a lot of fun talking to y'all about these fights, and hearing everybody's opinions. It was good. Thank you to my dude Boston Nick, Mr. Fatfist on Twitter. Thank you to him for coming through and chopping it up with me, and giving me a little pushback on the Dustin Poirier Conor McGregor thing. Thought that was a great discussion. I laid out, if you missed it or you want to see, I laid out all my thoughts on the Dustin Conor situation. In summary, I'm giving them both the benefit of the doubt. There could definitely be implications if this fight is indeed off, but we don't really know. So I'm just kind of like, I'm going to wait and see, man. I'm going to give them both the benefit of the doubt and just see what happens. Just kick back and watch this. I don't have a horse in the race. I don't like Dustin or Conor. So, they can both get fucked as far as I'm concerned. I don't really care. But it's always an interesting discussion, because they are two of the top lightweights. And whether they're fighting or not fighting, that will have repercussions on the division. So be looking forward to seeing how that develops and shakes out. But we talked about that, talked a little bit. I had to eat my crow this past weekend. I went 7-6, was not anything to be proud of. We'll definitely look to do better this next week. Previewed Kelvin Gastelum and Robert Whittaker a little bit. I'm taking Kelvin Gastelum by knockout. But that's a really good fight. It's a close fight. I can see Whittaker styling on for 5 rounds too. So we'll just see, man. Gastelum can be outsmarted for sure. But let me see what else. Yeah, be on the lookout. I'll put out notifications if I'm going to do an entertainment center, a TC's entertainment center, which I will review. Who knows, man? Sin City, Invincible. I don't think I'm going to do an album review at this point this week, but I will do an Invincible review, at least what I've watched, and might do a review of The Sinner if I finish the third season. But anyway, that's it for this week. Thank you guys again. Thanks again to Boston Nick. Yeah, everyone that was in the chat, man. I don't want to miss anybody. There were a lot of people that came through today, and I don't want to leave anyone out, so I won't do individual shout outs today. But those of you who came through, you know who you are, and I really appreciate it. Y'all are the shit. And I'll put out more notifications for when I will be out. If you're new, I did put, well, you found my channel, so it doesn't matter, but I did put the link to my YouTube channel on my Twitter page finally, so hopefully I can get a little bit more traffic from Twitter. although I'm kind of a toxic piece of shit. So a lot of people are just like, fuck this guy. And that's fine. Because I do talk a lot of shit on Twitter. I'm a toxic son of a bitch. And I don't care. It's a lot of fun. I have a great deal of fun talking shit on Twitter and riling up, these Stan boys. It tickles me to death. But yeah, thank you, boys. I truly love doing this and talking about UFC and MMA and shit with you guys. But I'll be back tomorrow or Wednesday. Go check out the boys over at Pub Sports Radio Live. Big shout out to, oh yeah, I forgot to touch on this, but man, the Mecca. The past week of the Mecca was crazy. Fucking, I don't even want to mention the kid's name because he pulled a fast one on me today, little motherfucker. Fucking little Justin Jr. Well, he got his bitch ass eliminated from the Mecca. So yeah. Anyways, but yeah, shout out to the people that are still in the Mecca, man. Shout out to the people that are still in the Mecca. I'm trying to remember who else got eliminated. Fucking Touch. All right, man. All right, hold on. Look, I don't hate Touch. Y'all know how I feel about Touch. I just think he's a fucking weird guy. I don't have any real animosity towards him, but I gotta call him out. I gotta give him just a little Touch. I gotta give you a little bit of shit, bro. Like I said, this is not like I'm not like fuck Touch. You like no, it's nothing like that. Touch is fine. Touch is harmless. He's just a weird guy. But anyways, fucking Touch. And shout out to Mr. Arkansas. This is if you're just listening, I'm talking about season 3 of his Mecca competition. I don't know what week this is in exactly, but I've definitely been enjoying watching this season unfold. But fucking Touch gets the higher power, right? Gets the higher power, and I mean, no, rush is safe. Rush, you're safe, bro, rush, you're safe, right? So that happened, and then it's between what? Brady. Oh, who was it? It was man. It was Brady and Justin Jr. and then Justin Jr. got eliminated. But then Brady got like voted off for like who did he keep and vote Brady off? Like I don't know how like Touch just totally fucking dropped the ball with that higher power, dude. He totally dropped the ball, man. It's like he could have I don't know. I mean, I guess you got to give Touch some credit for if he had an alliance with that's what it was. He eliminated Brady instead of Justin Jr. So what Touch was trying to do was kill 2 birds with 1 turd. And yeah, I don't like the shit's going to backfire. Because I can guarantee you, and this is no disrespect to Rush, but I can guarantee you if it's between Rush and Touch, Rush isn't going to fucking hesitate for a second to eliminate Touch. Not for a second, man. So, yeah, Touch, you could have, I don't know, whatever. I just wanted to say that. But yeah, shout out to Touch and the General and everyone else that is still in the Mecca, Smiths, everybody. Best of luck to y'all next week. Shout out to Mr. Arkansas. Shout out to everyone that came through today. Shout out to Boston Nick. Shout out to the boys at Pub Sports Radio Live. This has been Just My 2 Cents, and I hope to catch y'all on the next one. Peace!